not. Okay, everyone, back to ones.
Okay, pretend.
Everyone back to positions.
Yeah. Look at your scripts. All right.
Shit, we were supposed to have scripts.
I forgot about the scripts.
Fine.
Oh man.
Make sure.
Oh, okay.
How did
I
you
send
pull
you
something
before?
that fast, John?
I
Holy
just
shit,
found this
hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
All right. All right, you got it?
Got it.
Got it.
Put it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Cheide.
Oh,
Welcome
was my bad.
to Beyond Realms, episode motherfucking 60 on the dot. Hello, everyone out in Twitch land. Holy shit, have I missed you? Although we've been seeing you over on our wonderful, amazing group of players on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, it has been a hot minute since we have been here over in the wonderful world of Beyond the Realms and with these amazing, awesome players. So excited to dive back into what is going to be, everyone, our final arc of our 2-year-plus story. I'm gonna start with nope, not gonna cry. So yeah, very excited to see you all. Thank again, everyone who's been fans of BTR, who's been waiting for us to get back. Thank you all so very much for your patience. The D&D in a Castle trip was amazing. Was in the UK for 3 whole weeks. Didn't get back till on the start of April, and just a lot of a tsunami wave of life shit came at me, and was not able to dive back into things as much as I had wanted to. But we are here now, which is the most important thing. And also shout out to all these amazing goofballs for doing awesome one-shot stories while I was in Europe as well. Changing the DM seats around. I did watch them when I was traveling and everything, and they were fucking hilarious. And if you out there want to see any of these amazing one-shot stories that they put on, they are all up on the Dicecream YouTube channel, which all of our episodes are backlogged on the Dicecream YouTube channel. So go over there and subscribe if you are not. But yes, I missed you all so very much. And let's get to it, everybody. But before we do, of course, we have to shout out some of the amazing sponsors that have also been along this journey with us, supporting D&D live streams and D&D creators of all shapes and sizes. That is, of course, the amazing C4 Labs and Crit Kit, everyone. And C4 Labs here actually has some amazing Dicecream themed trays, which I believe you can still purchase on their website. They also have an amazing array of various dice trays and accessories. This one they just sent me recently, which I'm a huge fan of. It's kind of a mishmash of a mini version of the mint green tray that we have. The logos on them. So go check them out. They're always coming up with really cool, amazing styles and toys for all your dice needs. And then, of course, one last shout out for our amazing dice supporters, Crit Kit out there. Company from the UK. They have a US store, critkit.us, I believe, for the US store. They got Witcher themed dice. They have sharp edge dice, all kinds of dice for all of your needs. And of course, for both Crit Kit and C4 Labs, you can use the code Dicecream15 and get 15% off your first purchase. I haven't said that in a while. But yes, everyone. So thank you, Crit Kit. Thank you, C4 Labs, for supporting indie D&D shows like ours. Shit, is it time? I think it's time.
It's
I think it's time, Kevin. I think it is time.
God. It's time.
Almost 2. No, has it been 1 month,
month
and 2/3? I think.
Something like that.
Almost 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks
It's been a while
since our last adventure, everyone. But the wait is finally over. So let's kick back, relax, grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite snacks, and let us once again, for the last time, dive on into tonight's session of Beyond the Realms. Last we left off, the party, having followed the notorious Gloomwing throughout the various realms, the Feywild, material plane alike, as he was pursuing these world-ending, universe destruction-causing relics known as the Titan relics, various items that have been known to bring about the creation of these otherworldly beings known as Titans, who at one point had said to have almost brought about the destruction of the Feywild itself. Gloomwing needing to bring back these entities for a reason that's still quite far beyond reaching for you, but that doesn't matter. You know that the world's at stake and that's enough for you. So you have followed Gloomwing all over the place. That recently has taken you to the Canyon of Lost Souls, a very particular location in a desert region in the material plane where you came across a few interesting characters along your journey, most notably a guide known as Neff, who you learned was from the Shadowfell, who was taking you through the Canyon of Lost Souls, which is just this maze of red rock that is very treacherous, very hard to get through. You did notice and learned that Neff had been hired by Gloomwing at one point with a collection of other guides to take him through the Canyon of Lost Souls, but then chose to turn back. And the guides here are not allowed to deny people who pay them guidance. If they kind of decide to F off basically and say, no, I'm not guiding you anymore, it is against the law. So we found Neff in a jail recently, got him out, convinced him to take you further to Gloomwing to try to find the location where he was headed, possibly to another Titan relic. Through this, you met a cacophony of various monsters and individuals that took you all over the place, most notably a traveling cobalt merchant train that was in disguise as a big snake made of cardboard, string, and various materials that they were enlisting. Then eventually headed your way towards what was known as the Oasis, this sort of hideaway village in the middle of the desert that was covered by arcane means. Very, very hard to find, but eventually did find it. This little village that was kind of a safe haven for travelers, people going to these very otherworldly places nearby, surrounded by a bright blue and green lagoon. Upon reaching this spot with Neff, you notice that this village, this city in the middle of the desert, was eerily quiet. No one around, seemed a bit odd. Noticing a statue in the middle of the town square, multiple humanoid figures kind of arrayed in various stances. You go over, and Tarek, being the first person to kind of recognize some of these people, unfortunately were former party members from his very dark past that then started to shake and erupt as mummified versions of them broke out of their stone configurements. And Reynard, the trickster fox god, who Mr. Fiend has been searching for quite some time, who also was who had led you to the location of the Canyon of Lost Souls, appeared and kind of tipped his hat, showed his hand, as it were, to try to lead you into a trap, which a lot of you were, fucking sure. Yeah, the trickster guard betrayed us. Wowie, what a surprise. You were kind of expecting it. But what followed was a bit unexpected, as two demon lords erupted out of the ground. Baelor and Baal specifically, some of the deadliest generals of the armies of the dead and the demonoids in Avernus. Learning that there might have been a sort of specific deal between Reynard and these individuals, a battle took place, also with Neff suddenly falling down unconscious as a symbiote creature, very similar to the ones that you have fought in your journeys, erupted out of Neff, and Neff, them just saying, "I'm so sorry," and this gooey black entity erupted. Luckily, you were able to banish this crusty, oozing creature right before the battle took place, taking it out immediately. but you still had Reynard and 2 demon lords to fight. And my God, was this battle hard fought. Took 2 sessions to get through. Many of you went down multiple times. Weren't sure if you're going to make it out alive, but like you always do, when the chips are down, you somehow come up aces, and you're able to defeat both demon lords and said foxy trickster Feylord. By the end of it, you reached over to Neth, who seemingly was unconscious, able to just kind of lay them to rest. You then went and searched Reynard for anything that's on their person. There wasn't very much, but you did find this golden door talisman that represented kind of the way he would travel and the various instances where you came across Reynard. There was always a doorway that allowed him to enter and exit various realms. This seemed to be the source of that very power. Upon expecting further, Mr. Fiend, you took one of the skeleton key rings off of Reynard and had this magnetic pull towards this door talisman. And as the two connected, it was kind of like a lock that opened the door as it expanded to human size. And as you opened it, this sort of dull, dark room was kind of on the other side, this endless void with lights affixed to 3 other doors, brass, silver, and gold. Not really sure where they led. Knowing how to open the door, you kind of let it to rest for another time. After this, Tarek then went over to his past party members to lay them to rest, gave them various burials, and said little eulogies for each one of them. At the same time, Rhaenyra and Sir Strange had a bit of a side conversation between the two of them, trying to suss out what their relationship is like, as it's kind of gone up and down and all around. Them trying to figure out what they are, what does this mean, but at the end of it, kind of coming to terms that they both care about each other very, very much, and just want to make sure that they're making the best decisions for each other. But with this, I believe this is where we last left off, with the party still in the destroyed Oasis village from the battle, many of the neighboring buildings crushed and ground into dust all around you against the desert floor. Some still standing up, some sort of half blown off. But what would you all like to do?
We were about to take a long rest. We found
Take a nap.
one of the least dilapidated buildings and had just stopped before taking a long rest. It was Rhaenyra and Sir Strange that was going to take first watch, and then Farrell and Tarek, and we hadn't decided if there was going to be a third watch. But that's where we stopped. So Neth is currently leaning up against a wall with Farrell. She had slid him down. He basically flopped over and fell asleep.
Because they weren't really conscious, right? At the end of it, they were too hurt.
Well, he was conscious, but he was so badly hurt.
Yeah,
and
they were
so,
just like, oh, that's right, because they had their arm wrappy
That's
thingy.
around, yeah.
It's all coming back.
I had him wrapped in like my arm. I was holding him, and he was kind of like half dragging himself, half walking. So he is out, unconscious.
Okay, wonderful.
I don't know where Fiend was. Fiend had kind of been looking at this door, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, pretty much. This is all kind of happened at the same time. So
Mhm.
Farrell's looking after Neth. Fiend was investigating the door. Tarek was burying his former party members, and then Rhaenyra and Sir Strange were kind of having conversations. Kind of all kind of happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Chat specifically says, and the Shadow Hound ate Reynard.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's
and then
right.
Mr. Fiend ordered his Shadowhound to eat Reynard.
That was so
Yes.
nasty.
While this is going on, you just heard
Consume.
various crunching and slurping noises happening in the back.
I know. Rhaenyra and Tarek are trying to like peacefully bury the remains, and then there's like horking it down. Oh, not the sound effects. Okay, so I guess we said, oh, the guys, I'm so excited to be back. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna take our little watchy watch, and then
Mhm.
and we'll wake the others up when we.
Oh,
need
and
to
for the
wake
chat?
them up.
After our long rest, we hit level 17.
Oh yes, that's right.
Mm.
We leveled up. Woo!
Woo!
Amazing. Yeah. So I
All
think
right,
we
so
take
taking
our
rest
first
in one of
watch.
the buildings that's still up and not fully destroyed. Who's taken first watch? Or does anyone want to converse with each other or talk about anything before this happens?
actually, I think there's one thing Tarek would want to do. Clarification. Kevin, the bodies of these demon lords, are they still intact, or are they just like disintegrated, gone away?
They disintegrated.
Oh,
One
no
of them
opportunity to take trophies. Damn.
Well, the Baylor exploded. If you
Well, yeah,
recall.
true.
The
that's
killing
true,
blow
actually.
caused it to have multiple fractures of red light in its body, and literally just like a small nuke bomb went off that almost killed you guys, Tark specifically, but you were able to weather that storm. Bale itself kind of started to fall over, and their body like disapparated within the blast, but some of the spiked brass charcoal armor is left behind, and the spiked mace.
Oh, the spiked mace.
Interesting.
Ooh la la.
La la. Cool. Yeah. Okay.
And one hoof.
Oh, ha!
A
There we go.
singular hoof.
A trinket.
Tarek will see that, and will look to Fiend and say, Fiend, this seems like a trophy. Would you like it? Or since you struck the killing blow? Trying to remember Fiend's voice. Has it been that long?
Oh my
God!
It's you after you've had 90 whiskeys the next day. Just
Gotcha.
20
Okay.
cigarettes.
Sponge boy me back.
Right. Tarek, yes, there it is.
There it is. There it is.
I like how I said that, and that was your immediate in. After tappers at Gen Con. Yeah.
Yes, after Tappers at Gen Con. Tarek, how adorable. Giving me a trophy.
Just
I do
offering it to you.
believe you should hold on to that.
All right. I wanted to offer it to you first, but if that is the case, I will absolutely take it.
I'm full at the moment.
Looks over to the Shadow Hound, who is still just.
You just see like the tail end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, for clarification,
Seems the
he
Shadow
said
Hound is full too.
you had told your Shadowhound to start at the feet,
Yes.
so there's that.
In that case, Tarek will retrieve the hoof as a trophy.
Right.
I'm gonna look
Alright.
at Tarek and be like, since when do you take trophies? Gesturing to Sam's head on my belt.
Yeah. Soon we're gonna have a
Clang,
whole
clang.
body.
When do you take
Huh.
trophies?
Well, I wasn't going to, but he's the one who did all of this and has been trying to. Well, he set a lot of this in motion, and he's been threatening my parents, so thought about it was about time. Why did you take Sam's head as a trophy?
Oh, because he's a bitch.
There you go. Bale's a bitch too, and I can say that because he's dead. Looks down. Just
Farrell's like, have I worn off on Tarek's shit?
Absolutely.
That's her only thought. She's like, oh shit.
I can't really attach this to a belt or anything, but just kind of opens his jacket and puts it in a pocket.
It's the size of a dinner plate.
Into the bag of holding.
Into the bag.
I
you
make a
go.
shield out of Bale's hoof.
Ooh.
That's an idea.
Oh,
Nice
hey.
buckler there for you.
That's
Oh.
an idea.
That's a project for later.
That's a
special
master
mouse
tool that we'll use for
tool.
later.
Yes,
That's a tool
Ivy.
that can help us later.
Why are me and Saf on the same page?
Oh, I
Because
love
we're
it.
good like that.
Special
Yeah,
effects,
that's-
Bale's toesies.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right, John. Okay. Yeah. All right. But yeah,
Oh,
that's
I can see back.
that's all Tarek would do, and then yeah, he'll just settle in and let people take watches.
Okay.
All right. So I think Strange and Ramira take the first watch, is what we said, and then when we wake up, Tarek and Farrell.
Yep.
For a
And we had
second.
not discussed if there was going to be a third.
Well, there's only one other option for a third.
Hi.
Where is Ramira and Strange located? Can you describe what it looks like around us? What's with
I
that?
think we're in a dilapidated building, right?
A dilapidated building?
Yeah, so there was a sort of a circle of buildings mainly made from like sand and stone, very much akin to like what you'd find in like a desert land in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And the first sort of the closest ones to you were just a lot of them were destroyed from energy blasts, from explosions, from the
We're in
battle.
the Mummy.
But there's yes, exactly like the Mummy, like the movie that I based this whole last section on.
Arrow
Mhm.
the least dilapidated building she could find that looked
Yeah,
safe
so
enough.
one that's like, you know, kind of war torn, that's like the roof's kind of like the top level is kind of blown off, and maybe there's like sort of a sharp diagonal of the stone and brick and sand has been like destroyed, but the bottom part, the ground floor, it has a roof over it, still intact.
Okay.
And there's a couple of those just kind of spread out from where you are.
Okay.
And then the lagoon and the lake that's that you took the boat over to enter into this oasis is just a few feet kind of down from the entrance.
Okay.
Look at the
Cool.
mouth of a house,
With sand
basically.
and palm trees still kind of swaying out.
All right. And this is sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. We just
Yeah.
had the conversation. We're talking,
You
and
played
then
fetch with the Shadowhound at one point in the last
Okay.
session. There was
You,
that.
you swore to a Fae princess essentially that if any innocent person got hurt, you would change your trajectory.
didn't we kiss too? Yeah, that was
Yes.
also a thing, right? Okay.
Yes.
And they kissed.
That's the important thing there.
That's-
Like, clearly.
yes.
And they kissed.
You
And
guys
then they
kissed, and then we were like,
yeah.
now we rest now, and you said, I guess we'll take first watch. You both said, we'll take it. I was like, okay.
So we sat down together as everybody goes to sleep for the night.
I think, Sir Strange, after everything that happened, the amount of events that transpired, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a quiver in their lips for a moment as they stare out, beginning their watch, no longer looking at Ramira, focus on something else. And I will begin my watch.
Ooh. Ramir's also kind of just sitting there and hunkered down. And she waits a little while till it appears that everybody has gone to sleep and maybe could not be listening to them. And she kind of doesn't look at Strange, but she leans a little bit closer to them and stares off into the sand as well. You know, I do have kind of a small favor to ask of you.
Small favor.
Yes.
Go on.
It's not like my other favorite. This is a completely non-related favor.
Strange pauses and just looks slightly. Uh-huh.
Well, because that one was an oath, and this one is more of like a between pals kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Pals. Got it. It's a little bit of a sneer.
What would you like me to call us? Oh, no answer? Didn't think so. Anyways, back to my prior request. So I know he's a bit much.
Which one?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. The purple one. No, hang on.
Are we talking about Mr. Fiend?
Yes. And she's saying this in a quiet voice so that it's not super, it's super conspicuous essentially. I know that I am in no place to protect him because surely he can handle himself. But if anything happens to me, will you watch out for him?
You know, I try and not think about that because I already almost lost you a couple times. And every time we've gotten to that point, just me thinking about it, I don't think at all, actually. I'm worried. But for you, I would.
Thank you. It's not, it doesn't make sense, him and I, at all. Any way you look at it, it doesn't make sense. But I can't help but be grateful because he was what I needed him to be when I needed him, when no one else was, so.
Yes. And Ramira, considering that sometimes we all don't make sense, I think I understand. I'll keep an eye out for him.
I know. I trust your word.
Strange just looks back out. Strange is just quiet. I'm afraid. Really afraid. I don't know why, but it seems that everything's coming together. Things make sense. Somewhat. But it's always when things start to click for me that everything goes wrong. So I don't really have anyone to look out for other than the people in this party, and everyone in this party can handle themselves.
Mm.
And the one other person I should be worried about, well, I already know they're in good hands. But we'll get through it.
We will. We always do.
And it's at that point Strange won't say much and just continue to watch.
Yep. And I think they continue that watch.
All right, roll perception checks.
Oh, wow. First roll of the night, you guys.
Woo woo!
That's not terrible. I'll take it.
That's gonna be a 7.
That's a 21 from me, baby.
Thank you. Perceptive 1.
All right. So, hanging out.
Also,
And
hello,
that's-
Raiders. Welcome in, everybody. Holy moly.
I looked up and it's like,
Hello.
oh shit.
There's so many of you now. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi, people. You're just at the start of the session. Welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, so with that perception check, night has overtaken the desert oasis around here. You're still on high alert. That adrenaline from this near-death experience you had with this fight against these two demon lords still very much present. You can hear the slow rumbling and rustling of the palm trees outside of the village, swaying back and forth as a kind of a cool breeze kind of wafts through. The moonlight shining bright onto the town center here with the shadows of the buildings overtaking it. But it's just eerily quiet. Some of it feels a bit uncomfortable. When you got here, there was silence, and then there was nothing but the screams and sounds of battle, and then it's quiet once more, and you just kind of have that feeling of like, when's the next eruption of sound gonna come from? But for the most part, nothing comes to your attention.
Okie dokie. I think that she would get up and initially start to go get Tarek and Farrell. I almost said Ivy, and I was like, wait a second, no. And before she goes, she kind of leans back to Strange. In the future, if we make it out, tiny farmhouse somewhere on a hill, big enough for, and she counts the group, 5 or so of us. Holidays, I think it'd be nice.
That does sound nice. We'll make it happen.
She doesn't say anything when you say that, and she kind of just gently nods to you, and she goes over and starts shaking Tarek and Farrell awake. Good morning, or good midnight. Good midnight.
Hello.
It's time for your watch now.
Anything weird?
It's creepily quiet outside.
Oh, we love.
I don't like that.
No, but it was actually quite nice. I think we could get used to it, you know? We didn't have so many flashbacks happening while it was quiet.
Oh, I mean that's good at least. Okay, all right, get some rest.
Okay.
I'll glance over the Neth. He's still asleep. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna leave him as long as I'll take like a check of his
should,
pulse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should we check his pulse? Maybe
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that they're
Earlier,
okay.
he was breathing.
Make
really,
sure he's
but,
still
like,
there.
I'm like, so I check his pulse again.
Sure that they're still
You want
there,
me to roll
Tarek
medicine?
says.
Do you want me to roll a medicine check, Kevin?
Starting to smell. No, it's fine.
No, he's fine. He's fine. Just a
He's fine.
corpse.
He's just
It'll buff
resting.
right out.
He's just resting.
Not the buffing right out. Okay. And
He's actually
Ramira
resting. He's not
lays
just
it
saying
out.
that. He's actually resting.
Okay, cool. All right,
Good.
I'll just kind of take a quick
I love
pulse.
that
Like,
for them.
cool. Okay.
Good. Okay. I was getting worried a little bit. So
I mean,
Yeah, they're just quietly resting there. Their pale skin. You can hear. You can see their chest kind of just going in and out. They still have their sort of dark material. Their heavy wraps, their cloaks, their leathers bound all over. The short bob still sort of laid off to the side with the various silver and gold jewelry hanging down from the earlobes, but resting.
nice. Okay.
get some rest. We got this.
Got my little pink bunny blanket that I have made canon in my own mind for Ramira.
Precious bean.
He's that old guy.
Good old guy. All right,
All right, so it's just you, Farrell?
it's me and Tarek.
Tarek.
Yeah.
Because I didn't follow Ramir, but as soon as you guys sort of enter, Strange will get up and walk in the general direction where
Just a little-
everyone else is.
Just a little wave. Get some rest.
Just walks away.
Clank, clank, clank.
Stealthy. All right. I am going to take a seat outside. Probably just finding like just a wall of debris. That way I can kind of look around but have my back to something and survey the area. I don't know if Tarek is following or where he is going. But
Sure. Yeah.
I'll kind
Follow
of just
up
sit
and
there.
with you.
Hi.
Well, that was something, wasn't it?
Which part? The you turning into a mammoth part, the killing of all of these creatures, the fiend finally eating Reynard. Like,
All of
Or just
the
yes.
above.
that
I
is a good answer.
Don't know which part, honestly, was the part that caught me off guard the most. But
Probably. Well,
hmm,
that's a good question, actually.
it was a lot.
Are you okay?
I think I will be. Maybe not right now, but yeah, going through the motions. So I think it's more a case of trying not to look back anymore and just trying to keep moving forward.
It's a difficult one.
Yeah. If, especially when the past comes back to bite you. looks
And-
down at his arm. That
Attack
wasn't
you.
intentional. That was it.
Oh, that was a pretty good one though. When the past
was-
comes back to try to murder you, that's also a good one.
Yeah,
and your
that's
friends.
also yeah. Anyway, looking forward.
Looking
Yeah.
forward. Looking forward.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking forward.
Well, what are you looking forward to?
All of this being over. Going to Baldur's Gate. A little bit of a smile comes to his face. We
Kinda
get to
shove
finally
him
see
a little.
Nakari.
Like, very knowingly, like, your family's there.
Yes. My parents should hopefully be all right. It would be good to check and see where they actually are now. Thought Bale was trying to, well, kill them, but then he came here, so I don't quite know where they are. Be good to double check. And well, his manor was in Baldur's Gate. Nakari's in Baldur's Gate. 2 birds, 1 stone. Seems like the best option. So yeah, looking forward. Good things coming. Be good to see my family again. It's weird to say that. Feels like I've always known them, but at the same time, I don't remember them.
Yeah, that's nice though.
Yeah.
Having someone to go back to.
You don't have to answer if this is overstepping, but do you think you'll ever go back to see your family? Wherever they are?
My parents?
Yeah.
So, well, if you want a companion to go with you to Baldur's Gate, then I may stop by and see them. But no, I don't think I'll go ever back to them. Probably not. Well, I say that, but I also told Freya that I needed to go back and see them for her sake. So we'll see. She's pretty adamant about that one.
One
But
less
little
request.
sisters are,
Yeah. I guess I'll learn that one.
You will. Oh, yeah, they're insistent.
Yeah. Nakari has been all over the place, apparently. Past 6 years. I also, you know what? I'm starting to see that even now that I'm thinking about it. I
Yeah.
told her to stay put when I saw her before, and she immediately went to
never do.
Icewind Dale to try and find me.
Yep, they never do.
And now she's in Baldur's Gate. I'm hoping she'll stay put long enough that we can get there. Oh, good.
But if I need a companion to go to Baldur's Gate, I guess I'll go along with you. Or vice versa.
Of course, I would very much appreciate it.
Yeah, they have a little store. So maybe I'll go back someday. At least they did last I saw them. So maybe someday.
Yeah.
The smile
nice.
kind of fades for a second from her face and drops, and she kind of glances towards Tarek. This whole time she's just been surveying this area.
Mhm.
And kind of glances over. She's like, Tarek, I have a question for you. And you don't have to answer me because that's only fair.
Okay.
After we're feeling a bit better and rested up, I'm feeling a bit more powerful than I previously was after this fight. For some reason, and I've kind of learned a couple of new spells. If you had a chance to bring back a party member from your party, who would it be, and would you?
Tarek's eyes just go like wide for a moment. She's like, you could do that?
There's this little thing called True Resurrection that I've recently been studying and learning. It would have to be after a long rest and things like that. But
Yes, of
if
course.
there was someone, I know that the things may not have ended with them the way you wanted it to, and you just literally just buried them. But if there was somebody,
At the mention of that, you literally just buried them, he kind of was thinking, like trying to rack his brain, like who, if just one, who could he possibly bring back? And he thinks about that. And was, That's a very kind offer. But I couldn't do that to any of them. I don't know how things ended for them, but considering they were all here together, I assume they died together. And I think that's how they would have wanted to go. I think maybe bringing one of them back, just one, I don't think I could do that to them.
Yeah.
But I will remember that. If a time comes where I do
If the
need
time
that.
comes.
Right.
And you change your mind. I know sometimes you have to let them go.
Mhm.
But if you change your mind, if at any point something changes or you think about it longer, it's something I would be willing to do for you.
That really means a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he kind of like awkwardly shifts a little bit, like he wants to give you a hug but is afraid to ask. He just kind of awkwardly sits there, just like looking at you, just like.
You
I appreciate it.
Do you need a hug, Tarek? You look like you need a hug. Do you need a hug?
Need is a strong word, but like
I feel like you.
if-
No. It
can
is
I-
not a strong word enough, and she'll just like throw her arms around you.
Huh?
I embrace.
just kind of just awkwardly
You've
stand there
almost-
for a moment, and then
You've
we'll
almost
just
died.
hug
You've buried party members. I think need is not strong enough a word.
I'm sorry, but you know that both Ivy and Farrell are great huggers because she locked that bad boy in.
you. Yeah.
That's how you know.
Saf knows I do give good hugs.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
give you a tight hug back and say thank you. Yeah, I did need that. You're right.
It's like I know you or something, and then she'll kind of like sit back down in
What?
her spot.
You know me? What? Never. You wouldn't know. What? No.
But I just know that if I were still dealing with the same thing with Freya, that you would bring her back for me.
Absolutely.
And so you deserve the same offer.
Are you going
No.
to? Right.
We have, as much as I love her, she is, I think, in a much better place than she was. She's not lost like she was, and she seemed happier when she left.
I'm glad. Sometimes it's best to let them rest.
Plus, it is awful quiet out here. Like this, it is awful quiet.
Yeah. I think the other thing with bringing someone back as well is I don't know where they would go because I think.
Oh, they'll appear in front of me.
Oh no, I mean after that.
Oh, you mean after that?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I just brought you back from the dead. You want to go fight a god or something? That like, I don't know. I don't know if they would take kindly to that. Kevin, I saw. I was trying to hold it in. I was trying. I could see him, and I'm like,
Don't
Not
look.
gonna
Don't
break
Just
it.
look.
We're gonna
remember,
break
he
it.
gave me like
Kept
an
going.
image of like a Lazarus pit when Jason Todd comes back. He's like, "Ah! Ah! What is this?
They're screaming like, "Yeah, we just need you to fight again." Oh my god!
just let me die, Tarek.
That's
Was
the
one
spirit.
not enough for you?
Ah!
I was happy.
Oh my
Oh,
Okay.
Oh god.
Would you like
Alright.
us to roll perception now, Kevin?
Yeah, please.
I had to pay you back for doing it to me so many times.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Can I roll
Amazing.
to see the DM?
But yes, roll perception.
26. Did you roll a nat 20?
That's the HR of the high rollers dice, which is a 20. It's not
Ooh.
focusing.
So
Wait.
26 and
See it? It's there. It's not focusing.
I
but
see it.
Promise it's there.
I see it in all its blurry glory.
So that is a natural 20 for me. Tarek can see far. +6, 26. Hey, we got the same. Let's
ooh,
go.
20.
Let's go.
Look at that.
First nat 20 of the
Insane.
night.
Hell yeah.
Go.
Yeah, same thing. Out in the moonlit sky, bevy of stars above you, still eerily quiet, swaying of the wind of the trees outside. Having this conversation, kind of coming out of the building, having this conversation with the dull white light gleaming off of both of you. Just looking around, thinking about what it is you're going to do next, where this journey is taking you, how far you've come. But again, nothing. This little desert oasis town seems to have been bereft of life.
It
You know.
was literally here with the Baylor and everything else. So like,
Which is, I will say with those high perception rolls, like, no wildlife, no birds, no mice, literally nothing.
Hmm.
Snakes,
We are the only living
Scorpions.
things here, and that is unsettling.
just trees. They're living. I can talk to them. It's fine.
Would you like to go and talk to the trees?
No, I do not.
Maybe they're the ones who are screaming. Just go talk to the tree. How are you doing, tree? Oh God, it's awful.
After all it's seen in the last 10 hours, yeah, I'd say so.
Probably. Okay, cool. Once our time is up, then I will go gently shake Mr. Fiend.
I imagine all the trees talk like those like big creatures from Mass Effect.
Oh
Like,
my god.
Unending sadness. That's all what druids hear every time. Tree, are you doing all right? Premium happiness.
Aww.
Awesome
Wholesome
tree. Awesome.
trees.
I'm just
Primo,
gonna
bro.
go gently going to
I'm
shake
swaying.
Mr. Fiend. Just Mr. Fiend.
Oh, yes. Is it my turn?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything living except for like vegetation. We're not hearing any wildlife, no lizards like scurrying, no scorpions, nothing. So it's been awful quiet. Like oddly
What?
quiet.
Wonderful, because I'm shit at looking.
Fair. Alright. Anyways.
All right.
Get some sleep.
Give it my best.
Yeah, I look
Enjoy
to
your
get some
sleep.
sleep. Lay down. I'll sit next to Neth, who's still passed out, unconscious. Look at her. Why is his tongue out?
Just poke
Trying to
that
roll it
back
back in there.
All
No. Also, Ramira would get up at the same time and just sit with Fiend on this watch as well.
Okay.
Ah.
Kind of them coming in, wrestling Fiend awake, kind of wakes you up as well a little bit.
Yeah, she'd be like listening for it essentially.
Fiend kind of begins to walk outside of the building. He's looking at his fingertips, and there's like yellow electricity jolting between them. Waves one hand, shadows begin to move. Waves the other hand, shadows begin to move.
Even shadows amongst the buildings and the broken stonework that have these angles from the brightness of the moon, you see the shadows kind of starting to bend and move out of the way to your liking.
Oh, fancy.
Yes. He puts his hands together and starts making a arcane sigil on the floor.
She's just sitting down watching this happen quietly. She's just knees to chest, kind of like leaned up like this.
There's something I plan on doing tomorrow, as he's
Mhm.
like continuing his hand motions, and the arcane sigils, just yellow lines are burning into the floor outside of the building, and it's massive.
Mhm.
I'm wondering all this time how I was going to attempt to bring down the Pantheon, if you will. I think I figured it out. This power
tell
we've
me?
all seen. This power we've all seemed to gain from this most recent combat.
Sure.
It's going to be special.
Do you plan on keeping this grandiose plan secret?
No, everybody will see in the morning.
Mm. She just kind of is still leaned up like in a corner, kind of watching him do all the shenanigans, and just sits there quietly watching him taking in everything that he's doing, and she's just kind of trying to be as present as possible.
How are you feeling?
I feel nothing.
It's never a good sign.
I think it can be useful.
What does nothing feel like?
I guess peaceful for the time that I have it. I wanted to spend some time with you.
His sigil finishes, and it's just this complex, like flowing circle, like shadows, and just in the moonlight, no shadows seem to like enter it. And then he goes and just sits down next to you and leans up against the wall. Picasso.
You did always have an eye for art.
Yes, it is very nice, isn't it?
Hmm.
Imagine all the things it can make.
Curiouser and curiouser. I'm interested to see what this will look like in the morning.
I hope a little like me.
Now that's concerning.
No. It'll be glorious, I promise. You're supposed to feel nothing, remember? Just continue that relaxation.
You know, whenever I'm with you, that's a bit harder to grasp. And she still has her arms folded up over her knees, and then she kind of just like lets her head boink onto your elbow as you have it. I just wanted it to be like old times for a little bit before things change.
I think it'll be like old times once everything's done. At least for a while.
The whole tiny farm on a hill thing really isn't going to do it for you, will it?
I think it will. It is, after all, the end goal, is to make sure that tiny farms on tiny hills can remain undisturbed by beings with grander plans for lesser beings.
You have a curious way of thinking of things.
I just want to be left out of everyone's playbook. I think Tarek does too. Think of all the times he's changed his patron. Whether he realizes it or not, I think he's tired of being used.
Yes, I think so. I think a great many of them, actually. She kind of looks back at the gang.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we will see how this all goes when it ends. She makes a hand flourish like he usually does.
Trust me, if it's up to me, none of you will die.
Yes, but that's the thing, Fiend, is it's not always up to you, despite how much you'd like it to be so.
Wait until tomorrow morning.
I look forward to it.
I guess I'll make my perception check.
Okay.
And I continue to look very poorly.
I guess I could also make one raise in something.
Yeah, you're up
My
there too.
perception is a +0, so
Oh,
I rolled a
fuck.
6.
Yeah, mine's not too good either, brother. It's a 13.
Can I roll arcane? Magic eyes! Ha!
So with a 6 and a 13, again, with the comfortability of your party members telling you that it's just eerily quiet and isn't anything living at all in these parts, kind of more concerned with each other in this conversation than just kind of like seeing if anything's, moving in the distance kind of thing. You're
This
kind of
guy's
starting,
being dudes.
kind of just starting to get a bit good with the feeling that this place seems somewhat safe for the meantime. But Fiend, as you're kind of finishing up your sigil, your hand movements, moving one shadow to the left, one shadow to the right to make it perfect. Ramira, you notice something. In the pocket of Mr. Fiend, a dull, humming, green light.
Ooh.
It's from the ring.
Ooh.
Oh no, she's a terribly curious person. This is bad. What is that?
What is what?
That green light in your pocket. What, do you have a pixie?
Fiend just immediately shoves his arm in his pocket. Fuck! And pulls the ring out.
Okay.
Ooh.
Are you getting like a summoning?
Yes.
A call? Oh, I was just joking. From what? You don't look happy. Impulsive. This is such an impulsive thing for me to do, but here I am. Schwip.
So, Fiend, do you let Ramira do this?
Yeah.
He
And
literally
game.
said, "Hey, Sir Strange, if anything happens to me, watch Fiend."
She's
Oh
a,
no.
She's a terribly impulsive and curious person. I don't know what
Well,
to tell you.
Fiend doesn't have his ring finger anymore.
Hey Ramira,
Shit,
how
you're
did
right.
you become the BBG? Well,
So,
It's fine.
you see Fiend take out the skull ring that belonged to Reynard. Very, very old, very worn, tons of scratches all over it, but still has that dull, silvery charcoal finish to it, much like an old pirate ring that's been found at the bottom of the ocean after decades and decades. With the dull green emeralds in the eyes slowly humming. And before Fiend can even decide to wear it, you just very, very quickly just put your ring finger onto it.
As she's gonna change into him as she does that. So she looks just like him and she sounds just like him.
Okay.
Besides her clothes, she's literally indiscernible from him.
Being the changeling that you are, definitely able to do that. Make me a charisma check at advantage.
Oh god. My bones. Okay, you said a charisma?
Yeah.
That is a 23.
Okay. The minute you put it on, this pulse emanates from the ring and washes over you. Your vision goes black. The voice emanates in your head. Fiend, you look over to Ramira and you see their eyes go white and they're just staring off, looking like you. Ramira, you hear this heavy breathing. You're kind of looking around. You can see this cold air, this hot air, this breath emanating out of the shadows. The source of where the heavy breathing is coming from. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Oh God. Me, Saf, did not think about this. Me, Ramira, also did not think about this. In Fiend's voice, because she can imitate voices. She says, I don't introduce myself to anybody who hides in the shadows.
Must be something pretty special to be able to take out someone from the Skeleton Key gang. And smart, too. Must have a good head on your shoulders.
She brushes back the hair in like a more pompous way. I've been told that.
Might I ask, stranger, how you came upon this member and this member met their demise?
And she smirks in a crisp fiend way. Would it be so bad to tell you that I came upon it honestly? And she like waggles her hand.
Honestly? Pray tell, what do you mean, honestly? Did you find it in a pawn shop of some kind? Sold it off a merchant?
Given to me by my father.
Now, let's not start this new relationship on a wrong end. I would not be talking to you had you been given anything. These meetings, my friend, only happen when a life is taken. So, I'll ask you again. And you can keep seeing the breath emanating from the darkness. A foot steps out of a shadow, much like coming from behind a curtain. A foot is exposed, covered in tattoos.
Ooh.
White linen covering the shin down to the ankle. Another foot pops out, also exposed. Tattoos on the foot, white linen hitting the ankle. 2 arms come out, kind of like this,
This is so
resting
cool.
on knees. All forearm exposed, covered in various tattoos, all the way up past the fingers, all various designs. Now, how did you come into possession of a skeleton key ring?
Can I make like some kind of intelligence check or some kind of history check to see if I know who this is?
History check, intelligence check.
Or like some discernible skill?
It's definitely nobody you've seen before.
Gosh dang it.
It's no one you've talked to before. The tattoos look somewhat similar from the tattoo artistry that you saw in the town before the Canyon of Lost Souls.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Giving you the first impression that the tattoos on this person are arcane in nature.
Ooh, fanciful. Okay. Faux Fiend leans back with some hands out. How about this? What if we bartered a little bit? You tell me your name, I tell you mine. We have a civilized chat like gentlemen. Good manners and all that.
It's been some time since someone called me a gentleman. But I digress. You're wanting a quick pro quo situation, I take it?
A parlay of sorts. I don't even know what that word means.
Figures. What do you want to know?
Well, a name would be nice.
Gone by a few in my time. Most notably, my name has been lost. Cooped up where I am. Let's just say you can call me Scully.
Scully, I am Mr. Fiend.
No first name, I take it?
No last name, I take it.
Well, we're one for one.
I mean, after all, sir, you did call me first. I'm simply answering the call. I assume a skeleton key member, although I should know most of them, since they've all been scattered.
So this is not your first foray into
Been a
these
member for a
ranks?
long time.
Then why did you take the ring of another one if you are so well endowed with this information as you so seem?
Scully, let's call it an eye for an eye situation.
A member wronged you?
In more ways than one. Ate the bastard for it.
Interesting.
Can I ask the purpose of this call, or are you calling collect? Because I have other things to do.
Well, two things are gonna come out of this meeting.
Best
The
friendship
first.
bracelets.
Pardon me.
I said friendship bracelets, or
Maybe you're not the person that I thought you were.
oh, come on, play along. You said two things. I've got open ears on a good
Well,
head.
I do not have a whole lot of time where I am currently. I set aside a special window to try to see if maybe there was going to be a new member in our ranks, anyone who can take out one of our key members, and by the judgment of where the signal of this ring is coming from, this member was a very, very old one. For
Are you
anyone,
gonna keep running the meter, or just get to the point? I have gods to fight.
make me a Constitution saving throw.
No, that's my worst one, Kevin.
You got attitude.
I know.
Neff, you may have girl bossed a bit too close to the
It's not
sun.
good. I did girl boss too close. It's 14.
You start to see your breath stop.
Good.
You feel a tightness in your chest. You find yourself unable to move. You look down at the ring on your finger, and tiny little green vines start to crawl up your hand and are making their way up past your forearm. Sharp pain is starting to take hold of your chest like a really bad heartburn. As the hands that were doing this just start to clench. And you notice this particular skeleton ring on this finger, fairly big and gaudy, with 2 emerald eyes and an emerald tooth, much like a gold tooth, shine as they grip and the jewels blink and glow. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted, 2 things come out of this meeting. One is recruitment. The other is death. Anyone?
She can't talk, right?
You are
Okay. Cool.
You are stunned.
Rock on.
Anyone who is able to take out one of our ranks, in my eyes, that is a very good audition for recruitment. But I need to know if such a recruitment can fall in line and follow orders. Much of our ranks are a colorful group. Some don't want to bend a knee, and some want to go their own way, and that's fine. They can continue being a nuisance in whatever place they chose, up or down. But if you are going to hurt one of my members of my distant family, there is a price to pay. And as the body leans in further, this very long beard, like biker gang style beard, is showing in this light out of nowhere. A chin jettisons out with a stub of a cigar. And a hand reaches up as the embers glow and the smoke rises. And I think I'd recognize my son if I saw him. And with that,
I mean, she can't do anything, right? So she just sits there.
Releases the grip on you.
I knew it in my heart.
And you're kind of taken aback a little bit as Ramira puts on this thing and it goes, and it's just in this like instant communication mode. And you have an idea of what's happening, but you're not too sure of the consequences of what's happening.
Last time this happened, it was fucking Loki.
Fucking.
And you see them talking, but nothing's coming out. And then all of a sudden you see them freeze up. And then you look down at their hand and you see these green veins starting to pour out from the skeleton key.
Do I recognize that?
It's never happened to you before, but from your history with the skeleton key gang, you know that there is a somewhat of a safety measure that can be enacted.
At this point, I'm now kind of like torn. Like, I want Ramira to find out more information, but I want to save Ramira because there's only like one person that could do this.
It's fine.
Like, fuck it. Grab her wrist and yank the ring off.
No, don't do it.
And just as
God damn it.
this person is about to let go of the hold on you, you just suck back.
Fuck.
Onto
She
the desert
turns
sand.
back into herself. Jeez.
What in fuck's name were you thinking? That could have been Loki.
And she's like leaned back. God. What?
Loki. He's been calling me through the rains.
Yeah. I don't know. I just fucking didn't. God. And she's like trying to get back into her brain as she comes out of it. I met your dad.
You met who?
I met your dad. He's really cool and painful. And she's like, ow, God.
Damn it.
Is there like a way we can call back or like get back into the room? You could have given me 5 more minutes. I need to have like a code or something so that you know when to pull me from something.
Yes, only one person could have been killing you with this ring.
Your dad? He didn't kill me.
Well, he clearly knew you weren't me.
Yes, he said he would know his son if he saw him. Which is actually very clever because no one is discernibly able to tell the difference. So apparently it wasn't posturing, right? And so she kind of like tries to dictate herself to look more like him, like in posture. I sound just
Flicks you
like
in
you
the forehead.
too. Ow! Listen, it's a very good, it's a 1-for-1 concept, okay? I literally, and she changes into him and from look, and then she sounds like him at the same time. I'm
He
very
doesn't
convinced.
know, Mr. Fiend, that you know.
Oh my God, what do you look like?
What?
What did you look like before? Like, what did you act like before?
Not this.
But what? Stop being coy. We're going to die someday together.
I grew. People grow. You weren't
Oh, that's
there
been
when
how
I
long?
met Tarek and Pharaoh the first
Well,
time.
I wasn't sure if you were like, oh, a kid or like a teenager when you left or whatever.
No, this wasn't
Maybe-
that long ago.
Well, I don't know. I saw you chop your horn off one time, then growed back. I mean, there's an all myriad of things that you
Wait.
looked like
For
before.
context's sake, I broke my horn off, and I
Yes.
chopped my finger off.
But then you grew it back.
Yes, my body was
just-
made new again.
I'm just saying lots of things can happen. And I wasn't sure if you were like a completely different person. That's very possible.
I was different, but not completely.
And for a fact, Ramira changes into several different people in a matter of blinkings as like she goes through. See what I mean? I could just be anybody at any given point. I know we're not the same,
I understand.
but there's stuff out there. Do you know what I mean? Like enhancement drugs
How
for people.
was he?
Scary. Hiring me for a job.
That's new.
I know, and I was just about to accept it until you pulled me out.
Good to know. Something's happening then. Because the last time we spoke, he didn't want to be a part of the skeleton key anymore.
That's interesting since he was like, oh, my family, you killed one of them. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, I understand this now. Okay. I must have caused
Okay.
something. A bigger
Do you-
problem than I initially remembered.
Do your rings have like ID codes on them? Because
Yes.
he knew that I wasn't, like I didn't kill you. So
Yes,
it
they
was
have
your
ID.
ring.
Everybody has their own specific ring. This is my ring, and he pats his pocket, and that's Reynard's ring.
And what is your dad like the guy? Because he had like the fancy skull ring with like several emeralds in it. Or is there like another one with only 2 emeralds in it? What are we talking about here?
There's one ring
To rule them all.
to rule them all.
Right. I'm tracking with you. Am I driving you to drink?
Yes.
I'm good. at
One
that.
ring, and the rest of us have a ring that calls to that ring.
Mm. So we call him back. Put it on.
No. Not yet.
Why? He's your dad.
I'm not ready.
Can I
Maybe
put the ring
tomorrow
back
morning.
on?
No!
Why? He was inviting me for a job. I wanted
You're
to take
not a part of the skeleton key. I should
But-
never have let you put it on in the first place.
But you did, and now you have to suffer the consequences of knowing that your dad liked me enough to offer me a job in the same caliber as you. And if you were to take that away from me, it would change our friendship for the rest of the ages we had together before.
Did he like you, or did he think you killed Reynard?
He liked me, and he thought I killed Reynard.
Got it. So you're lying to him.
I didn't lie. I said other things instead.
I tell you what. Here, you can have Reynard's ring.
And she puts it on.
Welcome to the skeleton key.
Yes. So fun and all that.
No, it isn't. Wait until he calls you back.
I know, because I know you, and I have every indication of what that life is like. I've been living with you for, 2 years? 1 year?
And then
Feels
Fiend
like a
puts his
lifetime.
ring on his other ring finger.
You could
Damn
always
it.
chop that one off, too.
We're not supposed to wear our rings on this finger. But if he's calling, I suppose I'll make an exception.
Oh, we did get best friendship rings out of this, didn't we, in the end?
Make a fucking bracelet.
Well, if I get enough rings, maybe I will.
We could start necklaces then.
Listen, don't you trust me? I feel like we fought so many bad guys together. I'm perfectly capable of surviving.
If you, I trust. The situation is messy.
So you're saying your father is not a trustworthy person?
No, I think he's a very trustworthy person. I don't understand what's happening, because the last time we spoke, he didn't want any part of this.
Is he like you, where that he doesn't lie, but he also doesn't tell the truth?
No, he lies a lot.
Oh,
He's a thief.
well, so are you.
Yes,
And you've lied to me before.
that's more of my brother,
You have a brother?
Victor. Yes.
Huh. Well, I don't think he's going to be calling anytime soon. What do you think I should look like when I do take this call? Because I think he won't take me seriously if he sees a 5-foot-tall changeling. That could be
I
difficult.
think that if he sees a changeling, he'll see irreparable value.
Hmm.
After all, changelings are hard to come by. And they make the best thieves.
Good for thieving.
Good for thieving. Small hands.
And she kind of just like slaps him on the shoulder. Listen, really, genuinely, I don't know that I'll actually accept the job. And you're right, I didn't kill Reynard. But I helped just a skosh. She puts the hand up in your face. I
He
helped keep you
widens the
alive.
hand. Just like... Yes. Skosh, if you will.
I have other faculties that are useful in the way of things.
Yes, you do.
I know, I just said it. I'm feeling punchy. I really got into the livelihood of being you there for a moment. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it fun?
I'll treasure it for now.
You should. Use it.
While I can.
Abuse it.
Well,
For now, we should sleep.
Oh, we're supposed to be up with your grandiose plan of how you're going to ascend to godhood and kill everyone else that doesn't get, in line with your plans. Also, your dad said that people in the skeleton key are supposed to be able to bend a knee and take an order, but that's not what I see at all when I look at you. Is that why you fought?
Yes. That's why we fought.
Could you tell me more about that? She's gonna keep bothering him like that to try to find out more details of his home life. Not even about
As
the
you have
skeleton
this
key.
conversation,
Yeah, that's what incessantly happens.
the
until
sun
everybody
is
wakes up.
literally starting to rise.
Yes.
It's just the Fiend is like...
She's feeling punchy.
Yeah.
It's maximum sass level from sass.
Yeah.
Whew.
This is what happens when you don't let me play D&D for 2 months.
Let you? What are you talking about?
I have you on a contract, Saf. You cannot play D&D with anybody else.
Bruh.
Except right here.
No, it's this dynamic. Listen, I love you guys.
You're right. We're not letting you. How dare? We are horrible.
How could we do this to you?
Okay. All right. When Farrell starts waking up, she's really going to turn her attention to Neth and see if he's awake.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, Neth. Oopsies.
That's right, Neff, Ramira, Neff.
I
Don't
found
bother
a
him.
dog fiend, and I go and I check the pulse of Neth to make sure that they're alive.
Fucking worked though, didn't it?
You bitch! Don't use my empathy against me.
Yeah, Farrell wakes up, looks to Neth to see if he's
Yeah.
awake or not yet.
So they're kind of just starting to kind of squirm around and
Oh, good.
eyes blinking.
Oh, good. He's awake. Sorry, they're awake. I'm standing up at this point, stretching. Good morning, sleepyhead.
Hello?
Are
Everything
you
all right?
surprised that you're not dead? That's the look of someone who's surprised they're not dead.
Very much so, yes.
Well, welcome to the land of the living, then.
Is this strange? Is this strange still here?
Yes, your liege is still arrived. Like, they're still here.
I'm stretching real quick, and I'm like,
Yes. So your liege.
That sound is what wakes Tarek up. What the fuck?
you're like it's just you're like strange stretching. There we go.
Strange.
Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Yes, as you can see,
Alright.
your liege is alive and
The
well.
oldest and best.
Please
trick in
don't
the
scream
book.
like that. Oh.
Good morning, Tarek.
Yes, good morning. I'm awake now.
We are all
Thanks, Strange.
have now taken a long rest. Yes.
Woo!
We
Yes,
get
you have.
9th level spells.
Let's go.
I feel so much stronger and more
Wow.
fragile.
Mm.
I feel like I have access to a whole nother spell if you catch my drift.
How bizarre.
Same.
I also
How
was that way.
bizarre.
I absorbed the power of the gods
All
and
right.
thought.
How's Neth
Yes.
looking now that that they've had time to sleep? They were looking pretty rough.
They look well rested as well. They have
Okay.
like a couple veins in their body are still a bit purple, a little bit darkened from the interaction with the symbiote entity.
Sure.
But they're looking like they're on the mend. Got dark circles under their eyes, but
Sure.
feeling okay.
I'm just gonna reach a hand down. Like, you want up? Yeah, I got you. Pull them up.
They go outside, and the blinding light kind of hits them. And,
I'm just gonna kind of watch them like for a second, make sure they're okay. Just
kind of just go out and just stretch a little bit. Kind of look like they're trying to see where Sir Strange is.
the simp energy is real. Farrell's like, I know I saved your life and all, but they're like, so strange.
I know, right? They're like in love with them.
I know, it's like Farrell's like, I totally just saved your life. Do you need to the restoration? But
And it is that kind of feeling where you're like, hey man, you okay? To like, yeah, good. I'm good,
we're
thanks."
so strange. It's like, I used my last 5th level spell slot on you, but
They
sure.
seem very preoccupied,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
fine. She understands. She's just a little like, okay, fine, I'll be.
Ramirez like,
Whatever.
you have a fan.
Farrell's just looking
He's
at
a
Eric with this look
fanboy.
of like, am I chopped liver? Like, this is not the first time this has happened to Farrell where she's done something good and people are just like, what? So she's like, why does this keep happening?
I put my hand on your shoulder.
Whoa.
You did a great job.
No,
You did
it's
a great
fine. And it's fine.
And as Sir Strange is kind of getting up and stretching, Neth kind of in the corner, just meets your eye.
Wait, does he just like, is he behind me or is it
He's walking towards you, I think.
walking
Yeah,
towards
so-
me? Okay.
You guys are kind of in various like buildings, kind of clumped together. They're getting up. They walked outside. They kind of started looking for you. If you want to be seen, or if you're trying to hide from them.
Oh no, I just want to make sure that if they're coming up behind me, because if they come up behind me, it's like, what is that? Just like...
No, they're coming like straight for
Okay.
you.
All right. Strange is still waking up and is just like, morning, afternoon. What? Yes, right.
Is everything okay, my prince?
Yeah. I can get used to that one, but yeah. Well, are you okay? You took a lot of hits.
Look, there's, and they're having a hard time like meeting your eyesight. There's nothing that I can do to atone for what I've done. I couldn't control myself. It was just supposed to be another job. I have no idea of the intentions of this person. I thought I was just going to lead them through like I've led everybody else. And if I caused you and your companions any ill fate, tell me what I can do to make this right, I swear.
No, we are good. We already had a discussion prior, and as far as my understanding, we've all been deceived at some point. That's okay. I have nothing against you whatsoever. If I did, you would know. Sort of like inches their head slightly over at the direction of Tarek.
What? Something wrong with that man?
No. We're good.
Is there something you want us to do?
No, gods, no.
Go on, Neff. Try.
You want me to
Don't
kill
hurt my
him?
boy. Excuse me, do not hurt my boy.
I got a 9th level
That's just
spell.
my
You want to
boy.
find
Don't-
out what it is?
Don't hurt my boy.
But yeah, no. I'm sorry, get back in character. No. We just need to accomplish what we have to do here. Focus on getting that done, and then we can think of anything else. Possibly.
What are your next moves? What will you do?
Wait, hold on. Who's the lead? Who? You'd have to ask everyone else. I forgot. Attica, I forgot what's going on.
Nice.
So, well, like, just a little refresher. So basically, you were following Gloomwing because they were going towards the next home of a Titan relic, basically. The location that you had found through the various books in the church dedicated to one of these Titans specified a certain location through the Canyon of Lost Souls. Is just like an incredible labyrinth of rock and intense sun and heat and sand that is just a maze, and it's impossible to go through without either a guide or someone kind of knows where they're going. So that's where you're kind of leading to. You never found Gloomwing, but you found this barrage of enemies to kind of stop you. But so far you've come to this sort of end of the line, and you're not really sure where the next like direction is as of yet.
Got it.
And Fiend technically does have a key and a door.
That is true.
So
I have
we
a key
can
and a
go
door.
Anyway.
You?
Wow.
One would say I have a skeleton key
Ah!
and a skeleton door.
Yeah, let's go.
So, now
Okay,
that I've been
settled.
refreshed,
Okay.
Sir Strange, well, we need to stop Gloomwing. That's what we have to do. I don't know how, but that's where I'm at right now. And again, you're fine.
I have not been back to the Shadowfell in quite some time.
Huh.
I've done a very good job at keeping out of the sights of the old ways and trying to live a life for myself, but this is incredible news, you being here now. Maybe there are alliances that can be made. Maybe there can be people called upon.
Strange is just sort of like eyes furrowing, sort of trying to understand that they do have to stop Gloomwing, but so many other things have popped up. And Strange nods. perhaps we can put those alliances to use. But for now, I say we get the opinion and everyone else of the party before we proceed.
Okay. If you say the word, I can initiate the rituals. I'll have to go back.
Yes. Come. And I'm going to put my hand on their shoulder and sort of we'll go to the group. And as we're doing that, I've never been to the Shadowfell before. And we're going.
It's not the best. And just like keeps going.
I hated it.
It's just the worst. I gave it like a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, it's like that, the hometown that you left as soon as you could when you graduated high school. You're like, I don't like going back there, but I'll go back for you. But like,
0 stars
I
on
like
that.
going back there.
Hey, Florida. Got it.
I was thinking.
Yeah, God's waiting room.
I was just gonna say, don't describe my hometown like that, okay? It's
Bruh.
true, but I don't want to talk about it.
Oh man.
Shadowfell is Florida confirmed.
South Florida, to be
Love that.
exact.
That's what to be exact.
Ramirez gonna give a little wave to themselves, but only when Strange is looking to be like, oh, get into it, get. Get you, little friend.
So you walk with Neth over to the rest of the group as everyone's kind of stretching, getting up. The hot sun beating down on you in this oasis. Cool.
Yeah, I have not a firm grip, but like a gentle grip on Neff just to keep them like stable, because it looks like they're in rough shape.
Yeah,
It's a
they're very
comforting
weak.
grip on the shoulder.
They need some electrolytes.
Yes. Yeah. Take
I swear to God.
Take this green potion.
I swear to
Yes.
Glooming.
No.
I
my
did
God.
once.
Is the Fiend?
Yes.
Is that? Oh, sorry. I'll do this in character actually.
Yes.
'Cause I'm sure. Yeah, Tarek is getting up and stretching, and that walks into the room where this sigil Fiend drew on the floor is, and just goes, "Fiend, what is that?"
What
Not
the-
even knowing that Fiend did it, just immediately.
Wait, what's that? I followed
Fiend, what is
her,
that?
looking over shirt.
Certainly
Hey,
not me.
It's
looking-
just like the whole like courtyard out front of the dilapidated building is covered in the sigil, and he's like, "It's a masterpiece, isn't it?"
Wait,
I like
I'm
it,
just like-
Picasso.
I like it.
Hands
Picasso.
on Tarek's shoulder, looking around, his shoulder, like, what's this supposed to be?
As,
Please tell me
as,
it's not a dick.
As Neth and Sir Strange are kind of starting to come up towards, and Sir Strange, you kind of see this massive sigil that was there that wasn't before. The last time you saw a sigil, it was that of Bale. That was in a similar spot.
Oh no!
I can't
Done. Neth,
Like,
change
oh.
of plan.
Worried you for a bit, and then Neth kind of leans over to you like, "Do you let your subjects just go and write sigils wherever they like?"
Bitch, what? I saved your
I'm
life!
sorry. What?
Don't say they're not my subjects. They're my friends.
We
In
have
fact,
heard
What did you call me?
they're not.
Like,
I don't care if Farrell hears it. Ivy's going, bitch, what?
yeah, right? Ramiro would have
You
just
gotta
scratched your head.
remember that this for Neth
Yes.
is
However.
like, a part of their, not so much their religion so forth, but like might as well be the
Right.
dedication they have to their leader, to their,
I do have passive perception of 20, so like I may have heard it.
to their makeshift, Shadowfell, almost godlike entities. This is like a second coming for them. So
Mm.
They're
Okay.
They had a sort
Fiend
of-
pays it no mind.
they sort of
Oh,
had a
he's
certain way of
grown.
things, but like, it's like if you worship God every day, then all of a sudden Jesus is just here. Like it's overwhelming a little bit.
Farrell's just not, doesn't, even if she hears it, she's just gonna be like, please tell me you did not draw a dick in the courtyard.
No. It's nothing that immature, of course.
So then what is it?
Fiend
It's
begins to
almost
walk
mature.
into the sigil.
What?
And he's just kind of like stretching. All right. Yeah, let's start getting our plans together for defeating the Pantheon here.
Oh.
Gloomwing.
I don't like how you keep using that word. Pantheon and Gloomwing are two very separate things.
It's kind of the same thing. Gloomwing is
No.
starting to elevate himself to godhood.
That's true.
But that's still just him.
Anyways,
not
do
everyone else.
show us what this does.
Fucking Fiend taps the center of the the sigil, and it just begins to glow yellow, and then all of the shadows begin to start slowly moving towards it, and then it creates this small black rift, like that snakes up right in front of him. And he casts his 9th level spell, Wish.
Oh God.
Yep.
And he replicates another spell as he reaches into the rift, and a hand made of ice and snow reaches out and grabs his, and he pulls out another fiend.
Okay.
And creates Simulacrum.
Pearl, this is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
There are 2 of them.
Hello,
Maybe they'll
fiends.
play Get Help. I know I like watching them play Get Help.
Just so you know, we are never doing Get Help.
What?
We're never doing Get Help.
Never gonna do that.
We could
So
absolutely
you know.
Get Help. We could
Nope.
do-
Absolutely.
We're all gonna need help when this second fiend starts existing with us. What is going on?
This is another fiend.
Hello.
Oh, I
I
hate
hate
that.
In unison. Oh, I hate that.
Look at I hate that.
And this
Listen,
fiend
Tarek and Strange have differing opinions on a lot of things. They are unified on this.
And this fiend has half of my constitution, if you will.
Well, let's not go around telling people that, maybe.
Right. This fiend can't regain his constitution, and he may not regain the spell slots that he uses on spells cast.
Okay, cool.
But he has the exact same spells that I do at the time of casting.
Oh. That's
Okay, Alexa. Okay, Google.
No.
So, Fiend, I have a question.
Yes.
Are you both the King of Fear?
No.
No?
Shut up, Google. No.
That came back to bite you, didn't it?
Yeah, right did. No, I'm the King of Fear.
Well,
And this simulacrum is based on everything that I stand for and was willing to do everything I say.
So
And
is
is
he
friendly towards me.
So he's like the Lord of Fear.
He's like the Prince of Fear.
Ah.
The
Oh.
I do like the
debutante
Lord of Fear a lot better, if you don't mind.
Prince
Lord
of
of-
Fear.
Lord of
It's
Fear
a
is
weird
fine.
title to have, I think, you know.
Lord of Fear.
Who wants to be a prince when you can be a lord or a king?
Lord of Fear, use Lord of Fear, use Wish to create another simulacrum of yourself.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay. But wait. You said I'm half the fiend that you are. Does that mean the simulacrum of a simulacrum will be half of the fiend that I am?
Yes. They will continue to reduce the amount of hit points, but it's no matter.
Will they all
What are
have
hit
the
points?
same abilities as us?
Correct. All of the same spells, all of the same abilities, but consistently half of the health.
Interesting. Well, I've only been alive for 5 minutes. Why not give it a try? And they go, and they start writing a sigil in the ground. And it's going to take some time.
There you go.
Fiend, how many times do you plan on doing this?
Well, imagine 38 fiends using Disintegrate.
Oh, fuck. Okay. That's a little
I
more than
doubt
thought.
even a god could withstand us.
Hmm.
Are we just supposed to like hang out with a horde of you?
No, I don't intend to do that. That wouldn't seem fair. I intend on taking Fiend Prime with us.
Fiend Prime.
Yes, I'm calling
Is
the
that what you're going to
origi-
call the next one?
Alpha and
Yes,
Omega.
no. I'm calling this one who's currently using his 9th level spell to create another fiend.
Right, but I
Fiend
thought
Prime.
I thought he was the Lord of Fear.
They're
Or
the
they
Alpha and
both?
the Omega fiends, like Alpha, Omega.
I am the Alpha and he
Yeah.
is the Omega.
Exactly. Of fiends.
Yes, he's coming with
Right.
us.
Okay.
The rest of them will have a separate task. They will continue to create each other, and then they will go after the people that I want them to go after. And the last one to be made has one task to use his 9th level spell.
And that is?
That is a secret, my dear friend.
Right then. Keep your secrets.
So we are intended to deal with not just you, but old Lord of Fear over here. Is that correct?
Yes, he's very useful.
Okay. Question.
Right.
Since this is great and all, what do we do now? Where are we going next? This is a very good start to a plan,
Yes.
but this is not a plan.
We can go wherever you want. I have the ability to take us wherever we need to go in the material plane. And then I have this. And he holds up the door.
What do we want to do? We have Glooming to fight, but we don't know who else is on his side.
It's very true.
So how many of us are we needing? Do we need just us and of course the wonderful horde of fiends that we're about to have? Who else?
It would be good to have more allies. Everyone we can get.
Sir Strange is gonna look at Neth for a second and be like, so, any ideas?
That frightens me.
Which
You get-
part?
Wait, who said that? Was that Neth or was that one of the...
That was Neth. Paying Nat
Got
for
it.
this idea.
Well, I promise you get used to it after a while, and we do need all the allies we can get, and Fiend is very strong, I know, because he almost put a hole through me, but that was out of good jest.
Only thing I'm considering, my prince, is if someone could so easily have the power to overtake others, what happens when someone overtakes them? And you see the simulacrum just like, yeah, right, I can go over here. How do I do this? I can't remember how to do this. Hey, Fiend One!
Yes, Fiend!
This part of the sigil, is it a right triangle or a left circle?
It's a left circle, Fiend.
All right, fine, cool. Left circle it is. All right.
He's nothing like you at all.
He's learning. He's only 4 seconds old.
I was gonna say if he was really like you, he'd be too stubborn to ask.
I'm gonna like dig in my bag
That's
for like
true.
an eyeliner or something similar, like
Yeah,
a charcoal
listen, I
pencil,
want
and
advice
just
from
walk up to
myself.
Fiend. I'm gonna walk up to So I'm gonna look for like a charcoal pencil or like ink or quill or something in my bag. Pull that out and just walk up to Fiend, and on your cheek just put 1 so that way I can So you just get 1.
He's naked!
I don't care.
Oh, what?
What if he finds-
Yeah,
what
he
if
doesn't have any
finds
gear.
He doesn't have any gear. What if he like we haven't seen Fiend
I was about to
before.
say,
Like-
that's not new.
He keeps just like rubbing the one on. God damn it!
Fine, but when I
We'll
lose
change
track
him in
of
a
which one
different
is
set of
one-
clothes.
Fine, but when you all decide that you're just gonna switch stuff on me, then this is on you.
Fine. I
Fine.
promise.
The thing
Uh.
is, weren't we going after like A weapon item?
Yes. So do we continue on with that?
Death?
And Neth just kind of looks over to Sir Strange.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can you lead us there?
This is new. When did this happen? That's what I'm wondering. Strange.
Don't know where this Gloomwing.
But you
When
know
they
where the
ended up.
artifact is. Like, you know...
Guide us there. You can get us from where we are now to where the relic is.
So the end of where they were going, yes.
Yes.
I know of the caverns specifically where they were going. I can lead us there.
That's our best bet. Right?
Could also
Kinda looks to the rest.
scry. Yeah, I could
Wait.
scry on them and see if I could find their location.
That would be a good idea. So we know that what we're going into, at least somewhat. If it's possible.
That's not gonna work.
No?
Unfortunately, these ruins have deep-rooted arcane networks. The residual magic from some disaster that happened eons ago still
So, question.
reverberates around here. Scrying within these walls is very, very difficult. Otherwise, everyone would be able to get through the Canyons of Lost Souls.
Neth, I have a question.
Yes.
Would you say that the deeper we get into said caverns, there's more anti-magic that may affect people who can use it?
Never gone very deep inside the caverns myself. I usually just take people to the entrances.
But
I mean,
have you
if
ever
it's
seen
possible
anyone come
around here.
back, though?
It's not my business to know.
Okay, great. I'm just going to look at the party of all casters again. Okay. Oh, all right.
Oh,
Thank you.
I
Also,
suppose.
Ramira, while the idea of scrying is not a bad one, I do have to remind you of the last time that you scryed on someone.
Listen, I've learned to use other things.
I'm just saying it out of concern for your well-being.
No, I know. Yes, no, I understand. Anyways, I think the thing at hand, right, is stop Gloomwing, and I think the next thing is to say, do we really need this weapon in order to do so?
Wing's after the same one, is he not?
I guess that's true. I guess it's kind of like a national treasure race to the...
And
Exactly.
if he's
Ticket.
already ahead of us,
Then we should get going.
Exactly.
but that does mean we could also be facing him down at the far end of this cavern.
So then while we walk, we start figuring out what allies we have and who we can call upon. Because some of them are missing, like Iliad, and others are
Oh, yeah.
dead, like Mullet.
Oh, gods, I forgot about her for a second.
Farrell wears her wedding ring on, like Mullet's wedding ring on her neck.
No, I know.
Mm.
I know.
She
It's
wears
fine.
it next to her necklace that matched her sister's.
God. Okay.
So we don't really know who we have in terms of allies because we have the group from Icewind Dale that we met that was on their way looking for the Feywild, but we don't know if they would actually be willing to help us at all because
Oh, yes. The Ghostwood Clan.
they have to have-
Neth,
Ghostwood
Wait.
Clan.
can you call anyone?
You've met the Ghostwood Clan.
Yes.
It's
How far ago? When? When did you see them?
Oh, God. Kevin, how long ago did
I
we
was
see them?
did Ramira and Neth have a conversation about them? Because no, you just said
I feel like Tarek talked to him about
I
the
thought
Ghostwood
somebody
Clan.
talked to him about this, but I
Yeah,
don't remember
yeah,
who
I did.
it was. I think it was like
Yeah,
because
because I had a conversation about him going back to them at some point, I think.
Okay, so you would know that, but he may have thought that you had just met them in your travels. Anyways,
Yes.
like while you were traveling around, he probably may not have made the connection.
Realized that we
Oh,
all did.
Yeah.
I think I did talk about the Githyanki who gave me a tarot card because I gave the tarot card to them. So
That's what
there's
it
that
is.
as well. But
It's been 2
anyways,
months. It's been 2 months.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
been
was
2 months.
like,
Regardless,
We're good.
regardless, we should just tell well, Kevin. When was the last time we saw the Ghostwood Clan?
It's been
It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
Like it's been like 2 months, right?
It's been 2 weeks since you looked at me.
it's been 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, it was like at least like a couple months for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could call on them.
It's been a while. I was gonna
But-
say if Neth could call some
Even
of
then,
the
I don't know
Ghostwood
if they
Clan.
would help us.
And Toon would definitely help us.
He wouldn't help us.
Sure.
But we left him and Julius on Asgard, and with the bards and our druid and our dryads being under house arrest, we don't know if Toon is also under house arrest.
Tina and Julius Donna,
We don't know if did they dip? Okay.
they went back to their home tribe to figure
Okay,
out
so they are
Julius
there.
Donna's after effects from being possessed from Ariel.
Yes. Jane?
Jade.
In terms of allies, the last person I would want to reach out to is the very famous and kind Oak Lord. What's the situation of my mother?
I have not been home in the Shadowfell for a very long time. I am not privy to that information, but again, with the news of your existence, maybe we can find out.
Strange looks around. That's an option.
As long as we're talking about fathers.
That's right, your dad. That's right.
Yes.
That's why we get along.
We're not going to track down Gloomwing and stop him from doing whatever it is he's planning to do. From what you've told me, he's looking to release unholy relics.
Yes.
We've
I'm-
agreed that we're walking while we do this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
we're-
just making
We're sort
sure.
of walking
I
in
think
some
so, yeah.
direction.
Yes.
Okay, great.
After
Walking and
after
talking.
the other Lord of Darkness or Lord of Fear finishes.
Lord
his-
of Darkness.
I was still reading something else.
Well,
That's
are
the
you
next
guys
one.
are you guys leaving the simulacrum just to like do
No.
their thing?
No,
Like,
we're not
"Oh,
leaving
I
it,
did
we're
like
taking
3
it with.
days.
No, we're taking him with. So when it would be we're walking once they are
Yeah,
done.
the ritual
I think it's
itself
gonna take him a while.
takes a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So at the moment we're
Yeah.
standing here until he's done.
So he uses wish, which is about one action.
The ritual
Sure.
itself takes like around like an hour or so. No.
Well, technically it does, but wish replaces the ritual with the one action.
True. Which
It's
is
the
nuts.
stupid-
Wishing for the ritual of simulacrum to happen in seconds. Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, that is actually what happens. So when you use wish, you can simulate a spell 8th level or lower,
Right.
and so it simulates simulacrum, which is like a 10-hour casting time.
Okay.
But if you use wish to cast simulacrum, it only takes one action, and you don't need any of the casting components.
Gotcha.
So he can like use. I was just drawing the sigil for flavor, but like, he just draws a sigil, and then one action creates another feat.
Right. So drawing the sigil is one thing, and then hitting it
Yeah.
usually would take a long time for that to like.
Yeah,
bubble up.
hitting it would take like 10 hours, but
Yeah.
if he uses wish, it only takes like 60
Yeah.
seconds, or it only takes
So
6
he like
seconds.
the Fiend 2 is like slowly finishing up the first glyph in the end of this conversation. And with Neth conversing with you all, saying, "Well, somebody's planning to release horrors onto this world."
We technically have doorways, looks to Fiend.
Hmm.
If we wanted to reach out to someone, depending where they go, including maybe your mother.
I'm up whatever needs to be done.
Do you want to see her again?
I have not seen her since I was small.
Would you like
I can.
to?
I would. And maybe we can find allies in that way. Because if the situation in the Feywild is dire, the Oak Lord ignoring his people, I feel it's something my mother would like to know.
Maybe all of you should go gather allies, and you should leave me and my army of fiends to take care of Gloomwing.
As a DM, I'm saying no.
The voice of God
Just
says
saying.
no, Phoebe.
That would
Good
never,
Lord.
never
Jesus,
pass.
no.
DMing
Kevin's
two
like,
games
I'm not DMing
simultaneously.
you and 43 fiends fighting.
We all play
Gloomwing.
different versions of Fiend, like Alligator.
Yeah.
Can they all wear
Fiend and-
different hats? Like,
Yeah, alligator fiend and fat
Yeah.
fiend and skinny
Yeah.
tall
Multiverse
fiend.
Fiend. Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm the king of comedy. It's me, Mr. Fiend.
A bobcat
Yep,
fiend.
no.
All
All right,
right.
you noodle heads, we got to
Okay.
get back
All
on
right.
track
Okay,
here.
yeah,
We
let's
start
do
the
this.
Love it.
process of leaving.
We also need to keep
So,
in mind that possibly our allies may not be able to cast if we end up in an anti-magic thing
yeah.
again. Just
yes.
keeping that out there.
Mm,
So everyone's prepared. Great.
I guess to summarize, our plan is to let Fiend continue to multiply, and then we will try to race Gloomwing to the weapon so that he can't unleash a terrible horror amongst this land.
In the meantime, if I need to gather allies,
See that rip open into darkness and shadow. once
Oh, there we go.
more As
Oh
a
my
bare-butted fiend starts to rip another bare-butted fiend out from the shadows. All right,
So we have Fiend
You're
1, Fiend 2,
like
and Fiend
me.
3.
but not like him. You have as much as my skills, half, but not as much as their skills over there. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start drawing the thing that I drew down here. In the same way, just trace it with your finger. Now wait. You're telling me that I have to go down with my finger and start tracing around.
Fiend, how long is this gonna go on?
Down here.
This is gonna
Yes,
go on.
you do.
This is
But
glorious.
make sure
Oh my
that
God.
you do it
Sweet.
exactly, because if you mess up or go around the, don't go within the lines, you may mess up the ritual. You're gonna cast wish first. Okay, I'm gonna cast wish first. Right, yes, do that. Then, with the rest, you're gonna do simulacrum. Okay, simulacrum.
The Guardians of the Galaxy theme songs are playing in the background as this all takes place.
Fiend walks up to Fiend number 3 and goes, right,
Oh, yes.
I'm the
You're
prime.
ritual.
I'm the alpha.
You're prime.
I'm prime.
Yes, that's prime. What am I?
You're beta.
Beta. Okay. Prime, beta, schmuck.
So Schmuck, listen.
I don't know if I like being called schmuck.
No, really, you're Gamma. If we're being
Gamma?
clever. Gamma.
All right.
So, you're going to create another fiend. And this is going
Wait,
to go
by
on.
the way, can we have clothes?
Yes, of course you can have clothes. And I give my fiend, my prime fiend, my alpha fiend, my old suit. And then I go,
Alright.
I have mending.
I have these Reynard clothes for you.
I have mending. From the
And he knows
background.
exactly who Reynard is. They have all my memories
Yeah.
too.
They're like, I don't want to fuck. All right. Well,
Come,
There you
come
go.
here. Hold on.
I'm
I'll walk
very
over.
small.
I'll walk over and start like mending them a little bit. Like use mending and be like, okay, just hold still for just like 5 seconds. Mending.
Errol can hear this. All right, listen,
Oh
Gamma.
my god, I'm ignoring it. It's just I'm fixing clothes.
The very last fiend you make, you need to have him cast Wish. You understand?
How
He's
many
going-
fiends are we making?
You're making 30.
Jesus Christ.
Right. You're making 30 fiends. This army of fiends is going to have one purpose. Kill Loki and find me.
Just the one.
Just the one. Kill Loki, then find me. Whatever's left of you.
Alright.
Now, the last fiend you make has to use his 9th level spell. And nobody can hear this other than Farrell because she's up here with me.
Yep.
To use a duplication of clone.
You know, maybe the second fiend beta should do this. I feel like I've remembered 1/3 of what you just said.
Fiend! You're fiend! You are me!
It's not. I'm trying. All right.
I'm gonna write this down for
I'm
you.
a half of a person.
I'm writing. You're half of a constitution, but you're me. You're
Still,
my
I get
brain.
tired, and it's hard to know to get.
By the end, we're gonna have. Never mind. I start writing it down, and I go, "Listen, the last fiend is to use clone when he uses his wish spell."
Clone. You get that, Gamma?
Yes, Gamma.
Yeah.
This is going to be
Gamma.
Zeta who uses it. Zeta is going to then twin the clone spell.
All right.
That's going to be doubling the clone's effect.
You know what? If I may say so, you write it down. You give it to old Beta Fiend, and let Beta Fiend conduct the operations over here. You can go
Beta.
on and do all the things you need to do. Meanwhile, I'll stay here, making sure this doesn't get too out of hand. And then I will let you know when all this is done, right? And then, when it's done, I'll contact you.
Beta Fiend, you're to come with me.
Why?
Because you're another fiend. And I just used my 9th level spell to make sure that we're fucking going to beat Gloomwing.
Why can't you bring Gamma?
Because Gamma has to use the 9th level spell. You don't have a 9th level spell anymore.
All right.
This whole time, Farrell's trying to hold it together and not cry. Like, she's just like.
So Gamma, continuing the notes here in bullet point form, the 2 people that you will be cloning with no cost is Ramira and Strange.
He's gonna write this down, right? Yeah, he'll write.
I've already written it down.
Okay.
So if they were to die, their souls would instantly be put into the clones that you create. 120 days from the time they die, they will be created into new, younger bodies. With all of the same levels and all of the same skills that they had when they died.
And we can't hear any of this?
Can't hear any of
I
this.
am the only one.
Nope.
Well, hold on. If you're just out in the open and they're walking,
Well, I'm like in a huddle.
He's like in
I'm
a
in a
huddle.
huddle with these 3 fiends, and Farrell is like walked up, like helping me clothe them, and I was like, I don't fucking care if Farrell hears this,
Farrell's
but like,
not gonna say anything.
yeah.
Damn.
She'll pause for a moment when you say it and just be like, and then like,
So here's the thing: without a silence spell, they can very much, doesn't care how quietly you're talking, 2 people can walk up to a huddled group of people.
Sure, you can try it.
in an
Yeah,
open
yeah.
space if they wanted to hear what you're talking about.
Sure.
I think we're all just chilling
I would
over
say-
here,
I
to
would
be
also
honest.
be
I don't
like,
know why
stop-
we would.
Stop moving. You like, I'm making noises along with this. Stop moving, because I would you stop.
You guys want to like listen in?
I did just roll
think-
to hear
I'm helping
because she's
cover it.
nosy.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna actively help cover the sounds of them
But
talking.
she's just listening because she's suspicious of Fiend in general, not because she's like, "Ooh, they're probably talking about me." She's like, "What the hell is going on?" And also she's bored because she's like, "All right, guys, this is great,
bored.
but we really gotta go fight a god now."
I'm actively helping cover the sounds of them talking, if that helps at all.
I got a 24.
Oh.
You want to roll stealth, John?
Okay.
No, my kryptonite.
Okay.
John is my antithesis.
If I'm helping, does he get advantage? Can I use
What
the
the
help
fuck?
action?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Cool.
Wow.
Farrell's actually helping.
Wow.
Wow, wow,
Okay.
wow. We wow, wow.
That,
Alright, love
I
you
rolled a
guys.
13 and a 17, and my stealth is 8. So that is a 25.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that anyway. God damn it, Farrell.
They're up to
Alright.
something, and they're doing a very big job of keeping it from you currently.
I was gonna say, I kind of lean over to Strange. They're definitely talking about us, but I can't tell why.
This
Cloning.
is the stranger's face
Stop moving.
is sort of like I can die any moment,
Don't scream.
and this is happening. Just like they're always up to something.
I know. I've given
And-
up.
You know, it's fine. What could they be planning? What, like the end of the world?
Yeah, I mean, you did just watch Fiend clone himself butt-ass naked.
Actually, other thing I want to make sure, the simulacrum, they don't have skeleton key rings. They're just blank bodies.
Correct. They have no gear.
Okay.
After Farrell's done like with this one, and the conversation's kind of coming back to like a normal, she'll just kind of step back with there. Now it fits.
Are we
Thank
able to we have to race Gloomwing to his destination.
Oh, we're ready to go. And
These
I
ones are good
hand
to
the
go.
list. I like pin the list to his shirt of like instructions for the last fiend.
Like folded.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Let's go.
Beta, you're with me. Let's go.
All right. Yes.
While this is happening, I am going to use my little finger tattoo situation that I had. I just remember that I have it, and in invisible ink, I'm going to write something, or rather, I will motion for Strange to give me their arm.
I give arm.
And they gently pull the sleeve up so that their skin is exposed, and they write something in invisible ink.
Mhm.
And they just kind of gently blow on it to dry it, and then they pull their sleeve back over it.
Say if lost, return to Ramira.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says. And she kind of just pats it gently and goes, "This will be useful, I think. Later, when you need it, it'll show up."
Okay. It's just like, all right, I trust you.
And then that's, I assume, when Farrell's like, "Okay, it's time, we can go now." I'm like, "Oh,
We're good.
Okay, let's
Like,
go.
The
I think
clouds.
it's time to go. We should take this while we can. They'll
Yeah.
get sidetracked again, and then
Yep.
we have to get going."
Yes.
God, I miss being
Let's go.
an admin. That was so much better. Or it was so much simpler. Okay, everybody, let's go. Have to keep going.
All right.
We have
So
a
Beta
Gloomwing to
Fiend
fight.
2 comes with you as you see the other fiends start to try to recreate the wish spell as you leave. Nest with you.
Yes.
Sir Strange says, do you want me to go to the Shadowfell to see if we can dredge up any more allies? Should I come with you? What would you like me to do?
It seems that we're set on stopping Gloomwing before he can release whatever on the world, and we can figure out allies later. Priority is stopping Gloomwing now.
So I'm coming with.
Yes.
All right. To it then.
To it.
Tally ho.
Fiend, you said you can take us anywhere on the material plane, correct?
Yes.
I know the magic down here is different, but could you not just take us straight to the relic if Neth knows where it is?
That is a
Actually,
good-looking question, Tyler.
Because the thing is that we are behind Gloomwing quite considerably. Chances are he may have already gotten there and been long gone. But if we can possibly get ahead of him, this is a way to do it. I don't know if we'll beat him on foot.
Neff, have you seen these ruins before?
Like I've said, I've taken people to the entrance of these caves. I've not gone down very deep myself, but I do know where the entrance is.
Okay. Are you very familiar with these entrances, or have you potentially do you have an object associated
I'm
with the
one
entrance?
of the only guides around here that can take people to this place, so I know it fairly well.
Okay. All right. Very well. Yes. I can get us there, probably.
Then why don't we do that?
Most likely.
Let's do it.
Are you going
Like
to
a-
misplace us? Because
Like a
I don't...
68% chance.
So why don't we use
70% chance.
the doors that you have?
Because
Those are
I
the-
don't know what they do.
Can't we just open them and see where they go?
I think they go to different realms.
There was 3. A bronze-looking one, a silver-looking one, and a gold-looking one.
Hmm.
Kevin,
Oh, good.
correct?
First place, second place, and third place.
Kevin, is that right? Bronze? Okay, cool.
Right, but I mean,
So one of them we at
we-
least know leads to Feywild, because
right?
Reynard stepped through into the Feywild. So we know
Mhm.
one of them.
Hmm.
We don't know what the other 2 do.
Right.
Hmm. Do we? I mean, that would be something to look into if we're trying to go to different realms. But right now, we're trying to get to this relic, which is on this realm. So,
True. All right, fiend. Bippity boppity boopus.
All right. Sounds good.
All
I
right.
just look at Beta
Sounds
Fiend. I look at Beta
Oh.
Fiend. All right, Beta Fiend. Get us there.
All right.
Uh, Beta Fiend begins casting a 7th level spell.
I am so
It is
stressed.
Teleport.
Woo! I'm so stressed.
The spell instantly transports you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range to a destination you select. If it's fit entirely into a 10-foot cube, blah blah blah. Destination you choose must be known. Ergo, the gentleman in front of us.
Does that be known by the caster or by somebody?
Destination you choose must be in the same plane of existence as you. You're familiar. Oh, okay.
Say, I don't think so.
Seen casually, viewed once. Description. We're going off of description, ladies and gentlemen.
oh no!
boy.
What percentage is that, John?
Viewed
You-
once is a 1 to 43, 44 to 53, 54 to 73, and 74 to 100.
Neth, better describe this place in vivid detail.
Oh,
Paint me a
God.
word picture.
Paint me a word
minstrel.
picture. Oh,
It is a corridor of rock near other corridors.
oh my god.
of rock.
Well,
I'm a guy.
Necessarily a very descriptive location, otherwise everyone would be able to go there.
Can you be a little more descriptive? Like, is there carvings on the walls or the rocks, or like a specific kind of rock?
It very much resembles the same as all these other rocks. There is a few twists and turns you've got to get to go to it.
Okay,
The entrance of this cave
Ah.
is unfortunately illusionary.
Beryl is going to gently take his face in her hands and be like, I literally saved you from death. So this is a second chance at living. Try a little harder to not have the rest of us die, including your leash. Thank you. And then she will step back.
so the DM rolls a D100.
Oh god.
Neth cast like minor illusion and all. Can we see a vivid picture of what this looks like, please? We're all gonna die.
45.
You said 45?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the description that is within the 44 to 53.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
Should I just take over this teleport description?
Yeah, so with teleport, I believe that means that was a success. Because like with a permanent circle, it's 1 to 100. And with like an associated object, it's 1 to 100. But with a description, it's 1 to 43, 44 to 53, 54 to 73, 74 to 100.
Yeah, on target.
Yeah.
Success.
Success? Okay, cool. Sweet!
Boy.
So as well as Neth tries to describe this very non-descriptive location, does their best to try to give any details that would offset it a little bit, but like I said, this is literally a rock labyrinth. It's a rock labyrinth, and there's one of the walls that is not what it seems. And the only way you could tell is if you've been there before. So in doing their best just to give any little tiny details of what this particular location would look like, you see Fiend Beta, yeah, all right, yeah, it's red rock. They're all fucking red rocks, yeah, all right. No, all right. And he describes that he did leave a couple of etchings with his blade, with his dagger, on the side of it to mark how many times he's been there. So that being the one distinct feature, you see Fiend clap their hands together. Hold on to your butts. Bright arcane light starts to take you over as multiple circles develop under your feet. And a blinding white flash goes in front of you. And that's where we're taking a fucking break.
Oh boy.
Holy shit. Army of Fiends.
Woo! Army of
Army
Fiends.
of Fiends.
Okay, everyone, we're going to take our usual 10 to 15 minute little break here to let you all stretch the legs, get refilling the drinks and all that. And we will pick up our little adventure here when we return. So don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome to All Fiends, Oops, All Fiends stream. I am your DM, Dicecream Sandwich, and
I'm your cast.
Hello,
Fiend.
it is I. We all played variations of Fiends now.
there's going to be a side one-shot called Oops, All Fiends,
Please.
where everyone here just plays Fiend, and they go and take on a crazy enemy.
Himself.
That might actually happen if this goes the way I think
I
it's
want
gonna go.
it to be Fiend against Fiend. Like, it's Fiend against...
You will all just play Fiend and go against a crazy enemy, and that will determine how
Yeah.
many fucking enemies are
The
left.
crazy
in the
enemy
final
is
battle.
Fiend.
That
Um,
is probably like my biggest dream ever. That
or
would
they
be
all
amazing.
do what Fiend would do and kill each other for supremacy.
They actually can't do that.
It would be afterwards. It would be Oops All Fiends
Uh.
fighting a Mega Fiend, and then they'll kill each other for supremacy.
I can't fight a fiend. Fiends are safe.
Fiends are safe.
For now.
Yeah.
We'll
They
see.
will all
Prime
combine and
Fiend
create
dies.
one mega
If
fiend.
anyone decides if that happens,
like
it's
Power
done.
Rangers.
That's very
Uh,
true. The DM could just be like, Navi.
Oops, I tripped and fell, and that rule no longer applies.
Amazing.
Anyways, hi everyone. All right, we are back from our break. We will dive right back into things.
Tell us where we teleported.
Nope.
I'm gonna laugh when we end up
A
in
furnace!
Shadowfell. No, I want this to be that we ended up in the Shadowfell anyways, and it's like just the outside of the Shadowfell. We're like, shit, here we are
A
anyway.
minute
Well-
of sadness.
Right. So, before we left, with Fiend using a endless loop of wish and simulacrum to create an army of fiends, decided to use the first of these fiend copies to allow the party to use the teleport spell. We roll D100 that landed on 45, which was a successful casting. The location, though, if that was on the money, you're about to find out, as the blinding flashing light took over and all of your bodies instantly became light as air. Flash went off, and then you find yourselves falling.
Oh no!
Landing on the ground, safe and sound.
It's like, I was like, how much?
teleport.
How
And
many
this is how
D10s
Kevin
rolling?
TPKs us. Yeah.
We all fall
You
to our
fall.
death.
The
Cross we can
result
stand.
of which was basically similar. Wasn't an exact bang on bullseye of said location. But as you kind of get your bearings, you see Neth kind of looking around. The dust is swept, the blinding white light dissipated. Again, just surrounded by thin, short corridors of red rock all around you. And as Neth kind of surveys the area, you see them kind of looking around at certain points of the rock walls to see if any of their sort of personal landmarks are left behind to dictate kind of where to go. And there are actually some around. So didn't land smack dab on the exact location, but as Neth kind of gestures you all, follow me. Takes you about an extra like hour or two to get where the location is, but you jumped ahead of that line by several hours for sure. But sun's still pretty high up in the sky, and eventually through the just endless curvatures of rock, like you come up to almost a three-pronged intersection. Going to the left goes through there. You see one, every occasion you see a hallway of rock go right, a hallway of rock go left, a split go 1 and 2. Like, it is fucking confusing in here, especially at this point. Some sloping up, some sloping straight down. You have to climb down a couple of rock faces, but eventually you make it to another nondescript sort of rock wall. And Neth just says, "It's here."
You're 100% certain, like whispering, like I don't want anyone except this group to know. You're 100% certain.
Everyone who's wanted to see either the ancient dwarven city of Nolbaler or the old remnants of what may be Web of Razors, this is where the entrance is.
Okay. If you're certain, I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace. You all have a +10 to your stealth now.
Also, for those of you who didn't see my message in chat earlier, you will have 13 temp HP.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
So, you all currently are covered by Pass Without a Trace as well.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. So you
Including
have a
Fake
+10.
Fiend?
It is for each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. So he is a creature, technically. So yes.
Awesome.
Out of curiosity, Neth, are you gonna go with us into this
That was a good question.
shenanigan?
Frankly, I'm feeling a little bit unconfident. You're all dealing with gods and evil of unspeakable power. It is up to my liege here to determine what it is I should do. I've given my life to you, sir. And I will stand
Strange.
as long as you need me to. But if time is of the essence, and you would like to see if we have allies down below, I can start the ritual.
Strange Beta can take his place in our party.
Not be a bad idea. The least they can do is say no. If they say no, that they won't come and help us, then that's it. But
Neth. Go on. We'll take care of things here.
How shall I contact you?
Do we have a means of contact here?
We have scrying, so we would be able to get a hold of him. I have it as well as Ramira.
You can also send them a message at some point
Yes.
as well. But
Does Neth have a spell list?
I can cast Send to him.
Oh, there's that spell.
Yeah. That's how we'll do it.
or perhaps if you make contact with others, then they can contact us.
Yeah.
You're resourceful, Neth. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Powers you're displaying and the forces you're going against are a bit... It's not every day you fight not one demon lord, but two, and... Just want to make sure that no matter where you are, I just didn't know if maybe you had a means for me to reach you no matter where you went, but I will do my best with the means that I have.
Yeah. And
Nothing else? Just bring everyone here.
yeah. And Neth, don't forget. And sort of implying just, if I happen to, you remember. But don't worry, we're the Frostbreakers. We've had worse. Thanks to the Verge of Confidence, everybody. Damn! Fuck!
It's just strange. Fucking
That's in
Fiend just
character,
kind of
by
looks
the way.
like unnoticed by the idea of either one of you dying. Just
Unbothered.
unbothered.
This is gonna go so poorly.
It's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Knock on wood, random. I have a piece of wood on me.
I got
There
it.
we go.
I knocked on wood. We're good.
But yeah,
Right. Good luck. I'll see you soon.
May I make a suggestion? That maybe you give Neth a symbol or something to prove that they are there on behalf of yourself.
what
Oh,
do I
that's
have?
very smart.
Do I have anything on me?
I can druid
Give
craft.
them your entire suit of armor.
I can druid craft.
Oh, I already
if
gave
you-
that for
Yeah,
him.
you did. But I can druid craft like a rose or something for you. So
Yeah, that. Thanks for thinking ahead. Yeah.
I will quickly druid craft the like trying to mimic exactly like.
What about your patents of nobility?
Do I? I think I should have those. I think I just I forgot they're in my palette. Yeah, I do. Wait, don't I have a signet? Is
I'm pretty sure you have some kind of like.
yeah, I have a
princess symbol on
signet
you.
ring technically.
Ah.
So
Okay.
would I?
If you want to give me the signet ring, I will put
Yeah.
it around the rose and have it.
There we go.
I'll just
There we
grow
go.
the rose through the signet. That way it's stuck
Yep.
there,
Yep.
and then I'll hand it to Neth. There you go. I think you're
Oh, this
muted.
feels so.
I could not hear you.
I think he said and thought. This feels very serious.
Well, we are facing someone trying to ascend to godhood that's not fiend.
And I'm not even sure about that part. No offense.
Well, it's already coming to pass.
I hate that your vocabulary has been changing so rapidly.
Neth, if you will take that and
Oh, you're muted?
did not hear you.
Can you
There we
not-
go.
There you go. It was
There
just
we
quiet.
go. Hello.
Yeah, it was just not picking up your voice. Now it is.
Weird. I thought I was speaking the same way just before I let go. Alright, so yes, I will take this. Good luck.
And to you.
Safe travels.
You see them dart off.
All right. So,
Well, are we just gonna go inside? Are we gonna do this?
Yeah, let's.
Or are we...
Yeah.
do we even
Let's-
know what we might be facing in there aside
Uh, Nope. from
from Glooming?
Nope.
It's like I don't even need to talk.
Uh,
It's like I don't even need to talk.
Maybe
Fair
a
enough.
demon lord or two.
You've got one demigod and another demigod, like right here. Like if anything, maybe the two of us should just go in there, right?
Okay.
Just
Okay.
take it
We've
all
got a
off
full
yourself.
god right here.
Look, baby fiends, shush. The
Can
grown-ups are
you
talking.
multiply yourself a bunch of times?
The
I
grown-ups
think
are
so.
talking. Shush.
We reproduce by budding.
Oh my god.
All right.
Hmm.
I really think we should get going. This is a race after all.
If anyone has anything that they want to cast on themselves now, in case, maybe our magic doesn't work, just as a heads
Bada
up.
bing, bada boom. Let me have a look.
Me and other fiend just high five. Just that's casting.
I hate it here.
What clothes is Beta Fiend wearing again?
He's wearing the suit that I was wearing, and I'm wearing the desert clothes that
The
I
desert
bought
clothes.
from.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah. Right.
I just remembered that I'm technically in my old dancer outfit. Nice.
Ew.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna cast Death Word on Farrell.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go cast Death Ward on Tarek.
No need, buddy. I've got
Too late.
Ah, no.
It's for the RP.
It's for
Fair
the
enough.
RP.
Fair enough. Derek goes to say something and then you already just cast it.
But I can.
Gonna have our fucking civil war.
Fiend, do you have any potions of healing?
Just calm
Give to
down.
your other
now.
little fiend, because I have 3 that if you'd like one for him.
He can't.
He can't heal? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Right.
I have 3 potions of greater healing. If anyone...
really convenient if they could clone themselves, right?
It would be convenient if they could clone themselves.
Oh,
Right.
oh my god.
I hate you two equally.
I hate
Even
this.
if he were to die, I could just bring him back tomorrow.
This is the worst thing.
It is
I hate it.
honestly.
All right,
Okay.
let's go inside. Let's go.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Derek's going up to the door.
I am going.
So it's
to-
just a rock wall. No door.
So we need to check for traps.
We
It's
asked
not
Neth
like an
how to
opening,
open this. We
You're
should have
saying
asked
it's
Neth
just
how to
a
open
flat
this.
door,
Neth
right?
even
Like
said
there's
that
no opening.
It
Neth
is a
said that
rock
he
wall,
had not gone this
Same as
far.
the similar red rock walls that you've been
Okay.
seeing all around. But
Yep.
they had they pointed to where this entrance was,
And
and
Neth,
it just looks like another jagged piece of rock wall.
Neth never told us that he had gone. He said that he has brought people there and then continued back. So I doubt they'd know how to
He's
open it.
never seen anyone go in.
He's never seen anyone come out either. So good.
Can I do like an Arcana check or something?
Ooh, nice choice.
Mm.
Can I start while doing the Arcana check? Can I just start gently tapping different spots?
So you
I
go to
know.
put your hand on the rock wall.
Yeah, I've seen Indiana Jones. I know how this works.
You just literally put your hand through it and go.
Oh!
Damn.
It's like a Scooby Doo trap. It just spins around.
Yes.
Where did
What?
where did Strange go?
Except
What?
for you have passed without a trace on you, so it just is.
When you hit like your toe, and the initials like
It's like when someone in the house is sleeping and you stub your toe, like you're trying not to scream. Yeah.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
I not expecting that. I would have applied full pressure, and I just zoom in.
You see Sir Strange be like, "All right, well, what if we just whoop?" And they just disappear
Strange.
into the wall.
Look at the rest of
We
you.
found a
In we go.
way.
And then I'll just
Tarek goes straight through after Strange.
Yeah.
in
same.
we go.
After you.
Strange, you all right? I'm guessing he's
As
lying on the
you,
floor.
my friend, you should go first.
Fine.
Like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh no. It's
Which
like
one's the dumb?
Yes.
Hmm,
ah
agreed.
jokes. Disintegrate.
Counterspell.
Which one? There's 2
Fuck.
now.
Fuck!
All right. Yeah. So I fell through.
So as soon as you fall through, and the rest of you kind of follow suit, you immediately see this sort of dull blue hue coming from behind you. Kind of like it's a like tinted glass of sorts, but it has the elements and the texture of a rock wall on the inside. But almost like the magical visage just has this strange sort of reaction to the light on the other side.
Okay.
And as you look in, there's a series of stone steps that are going down. So when you pushed forward, it descends down. So you kind of like, you have to like kind of stumble. You stumble for a bit and have to kind of get yourself stable as you're like, oh shit, almost fell down a bunch of stairs. So make me a dexterity saving throw really quick.
Uh, 25.
Okay, so you're able to kind of center yourself, your two arms go on the rock wall before you're able to fall down. And you do notice that there is a bit of structure to this sort of rock hallway of sorts. You're sort of seeing the stairs kind of descend down, and there's a bit of a platform and stairs going down to the middle, to the left, to the right. There seems to be these very sturdy, crude metal, not parapets necessarily, but sort of metal holdings that are kind of keeping the structure of the hallway uplifted. So bits of metal kind of ascending up along the hallways and curving upwards. There's two sort of handles for torches that are lit with fire currently. That's kind of giving the rock walls this shade of the blue kind of meshing in with the orange, creating this sort of like vibrant reddish color that's accenting the bloody brown sandy version of the interior. And then pretty soon you see your friends kind of fall through as well. And I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Also,
There's just kind of steep decline.
Wow.
question. So they are near me. I know I get something as a featured trait that they get a bonus if they're close to me when they're making a saving throw.
+5, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. All right.
So a natural 20 then.
Was it +5? You said. 19 for me.
I got a dexterous 10.
Dexterous 10.
Oh.
Fiend and Mini Fiend are one of a kind, so two of a kind. So Fiend got a 18 plus. There was a Strange gives a +4.
+5.
+5. Fuck yeah.
Oh wait, then I got a 15. Okay.
Okay.
15. That's a 23 for Fiend and a 21 for Mini Fiend for Fiend Beta.
Okay.
Mini Fiend is my mushroom. That's Mini Fiend.
No.
That's true. Mini Fiend
you
is
all-
the mushroom.
You
He's in the
all sort of stumble forward a little bit, but are able to kind of hold on to each other and grasp the edge of the walls before you tumble down any farther. But same thing, illuminated rock hallway that seems to have some architectural support with these metal beams, much like a mine shaft. Just taking it down in all sorts of directions. There's kind of stairs going down the center, one going up to the right, one going up to the left.
Okay. So we have me. You have 3 options then. Okay. I can send an arcane eye down one direction.
I was
That is one
actually
of them.
going to ask you, should we have left the arcane eye outside for when Gloomwing shows up?
That's implying Gloomwing isn't already here.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. It was just an idea.
I'll be perfectly honest.
Mm.
Chances are he's ahead of us. So this may be all for
Can-
nothing. But
There's not. These are only
Better to check.
stone, correct? Can I actually step back up the steps for a second and look at the surrounding area and make a survival check to see if there's any other footprints besides our own?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to do so. I'll be like, hold on, you figure out which path. I'll be right back, and I'll just step back through the illusion. survival. Where's my d20? Oh, it's in front of me. Not in my dice tray. So 11 plus 4. So 15.
So with your friends kind of going down the first sort of steps before the main sort of platform, before the stairs kind of descend in other ways, you're looking up, and any footsteps you would see at this point are all just been stepped over from everybody.
Okay.
Like people stepping all over. So it's not a good way to kind of determine anything from up top of those stairs.
That's kind of what she figured, so. Okay, she'll step back in. Okay, anyways.
All right. Going down to that first platform.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Which, is there a glow or a light from any of these directions specifically?
Yep, so there's two out of the metal support beams that are up here in this sort of central area. There are little torches that are lit.
Down each hallway?
Torches.
Just sort of around the platform.
Oh, just on the platform.
Yeah.
Specifically, is there anything like down any hallway that we can see?
There's kind of in the middle platform here, there's 2 or 4 beams, lights in each way. So you look down, you can kind of see that those metal beams kind of keep going down each hallway with more torches going down. They're just endless stairs going deeper and deeper and deeper.
Gotcha. Okay.
In various twists and turns.
So we don't really see an end to them. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Well,
There's no real way to discern, right? We just kind of have to hope. Can I
consider the arcane eye one way and we can go another?
that's
that
not a bad
too?
idea.
To
I
our
We
feel
can
so-
also send half of us one way with a fiend, and half of us another way with a fiend.
Yeah, because the
So
last
you're
time we split the party-
suggesting-
have.
So you're suggesting we split the group?
Again.
That's never done us
Hmm.
wrong in the past. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's
not even
not
once.
do
Not the poop soup, not the first
That was
death or the
Farrell's
second
fault.
death.
I
or...
will take full
It
responsibility. for that one.
absolutely was.
I will take full responsibility for that one.
Days since splitting the party. Tarek is writing imaginary on his hand.
Okay.
Farrell's
All
like,
right, you bring up a valid point. Maybe all of us go.
That's why Arcane
Left.
Eye-
Arcane eye straightforward, all right.
Right. And we go straight? Because right's never right.
Right's never right, no.
Left is right, and right is wrong.
I agree with me.
Is there a way for me to do
Right.
like a history check or like any survival check or like something to be like, ooh, where would I go if I was
Farrell's
in?
also wanted the same thing in any of the books that they found or anything.
Yeah.
She read through a lot of books.
You two can make history checks.
Okay. I would like to do so. Wait, would I make history or religion?
History.
Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, that ain't too bad, girl.
Mine's okay.
Girl.
Girl.
24.
Ooh, 16?
16. So looking at the metal structures themselves, they do appear to be of dwarven make. There are a couple of dwarven runes sort of etched into them at certain parts. Very, very old, very, very ancient looking. But as far as which direction goes where, none of the books you read had a go left here, then go right, then you'll go down the stairs and take a left. At this point, it's just a gut shot.
Damned if we do, damned if we don't, I guess. Straight it is. She's just gonna start walking.
All right.
Send Arcane Eye right.
All right, I will do that. Tarek will
Rest
just
in-
kind of snap his fingers and an invisible arcane eye appears above his head and he will he'll kind of close one eye as he's walking and will see the other way as the arcane eye goes
Right.
right.
Make a perception check for the arcane eye.
Okay, cool. I believe it has my yes. Yeah, it has my stats. In terms of perception. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh, that is a with my perception. That is a total of 10. Yep. It can see far.
All right. So it's just slowly going down that set of stairs, and it's just descending deeper and deeper down below. You all going forward. Same thing. It's just deeper and deeper down in the subterranean levels of this structure, this pathway that you're on, until eventually it goes down a few set of stairs and you reach another platform, and then stairs going right and stairs going left.
What this reminds me of? This reminds me of when they blew up the college in Asgard and like all of the little pieces and things. It's like this is not fun. I don't like this.
No, I don't like it.
It's nerve-wracking. I wonder if Gloomwing, if he's already here, had to scuttle around, or if he just knew.
I don't know.
He might have had something to guide him.
Well, which
Because
way?
you know that description of when Gloomwing got to the city before the canyon, Neth had described that he had arrived with 3 or so
Oh, that's true.
people with them.
Oh,
He
yeah.
probably just sent them all down different directions.
all in hoods. Didn't get a good look at who they were
That's
the
right.
entire time. They had some sort of something hiding their faces. Their hands were covered, legs were entirely covered as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all you know. And they hired a couple guides, windwalker
also
guides. But Neth was the only
looking
one that was
for
sent
bodies.
back. But as you know, was probably
Yeah.
infused with the symbiote and then directed to go back as a trap for you.
So we're also looking for bodies on our way down. And listening for screams.
When are we not looking for bodies?
I'm always looking
This
for
point.
bodies. You know, sometimes I need some good bones. Which way?
Let's keep on going.
There's left or right.
Left or right?
Even
on
at
looking
level
through the eye.
17, this much worry over left and right.
Let's
Yes!
just go left.
Because we have
With you,
as a
Kevin?
DM.
Yes!
I was going to say we have Kevin as a DM. Yes.
She just starts walking left. Let's go.
I'll follow.
Alright,
Left
let's
it
go
is.
left.
Because right is
No.
never right.
Directions are directions.
All
Let's
right,
go. Onwards.
descending down, the rocky red steps start to become grayer. They start to lose their coloration the deeper you go down. Cold air starts to fill your lungs. You see your breath in front of you as the rising heat from below is just starting to lose the deeper you go down. Still, the metal supports are passing you by, dictating that whatever this section is of the subterranean underground, there's some elegance to it. It's not just someone just took a pickaxe and carved a hole down here. There is purpose to these hallways, sorts. Going down to the left, it kind of snakes around a little bit. It's not just straight down, but eventually you start to feel air gusting towards you. And as you kind of take a few more steps, you see this faint glowing light coming down near the bottom of this pair of steps that you're on. You're probably traveling down for a good 25 minutes as well. But as you make your way down, flat ground meets you, and rock turns to sand. As a dull blue light starts to hit you, you start to come into contact with this underground cavern, much like a cenote. Stalactites coming from the bottom, a small blue lagoon is at your feet as the rock turns to sand and becomes soft on your feet. And you see an endless open arrangement, fairly beautiful, lots of bright blues and pinks and glow-in-the-dark fungi sort of surrounding you in all places. You see various water kind of dripping down into the water, stalactites, stalagmites kind of in your purview every which way. As this open cavern is standing in front of you, you can see that the lake kind of takes a fairly large circular motion, and it kind of curves down and keeps going in the distance.
As suppose we continue onwards. Yes.
Yeah.
I make a perception check. Like, is there any? If it's not useful, then like I don't need to make a perception check. But this is just like all going really well, and I'm very suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception check.
Could
Hey,
I
Tarek,
also
look,
make a
mushrooms.
perception check?
Tarek, mushrooms. Can I keep these ones?
He doesn't even answer.
That's a 22.
22.
It's a lot of rolling, Kevin.
Yeah.
What you doing there, DM?
You,
Oh.
Saf, hear this.
Can you run that back one more time for me?
You hear this.
Dice in a dice tray, huh?
Like something snapping?
Hear
almost?
stones rock and fall against an area over to your right, near where some of the stalactites or the pointed rocky fixtures.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a rock and movement falling down.
Okay, I'm gonna just toss the light cantrip over that way.
Okay. And goes wide, almost like a direct sunlight beam, illuminating that area. Something just at your periphery hides behind one of the pointed rocks.
Oh.
I'm assuming everybody is aware of this now that I've tossed a light over to it.
They're not seeing what you're able to just kind of, you heard a sound,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, you just darted over, and they're like,
We all
Kind
see
of-
stuff. We still have
Did you see
Patreon
something?
trace.
Yes, something over in the corner. Come on out.
make a perception
I was gonna say, oh, I'll have to make you.
check.
Persuasion? That's an 18.
Strange.
Can I help with this? Just I know it's already an 18, but he says, "Come on out."
What would you like to say?
Oh no, I'm not gonna say anything. You can hear as I pull out my pull. Not pull, just soft pull.
Don't do that! That'll
I was gonna say, that's the opposite of a persuasion.
That's
Also,
disadvantage.
You're in stealth. I have passive.
Oh my bad.
I
okay.
swear to God, do not pull a weapon.
Right. So you say,
Swan
"Go
and
ahead,"
John.
in a soft, very Ramira-like manner. Are you with the pride?
She's gonna like not kneel down, but you know how like when you crouch down for a puppy or like a kid. The pride?
Yes.
Can I see them at all? What do
They're
they look?
completely hidden right now.
Oh,
You're just hearing this voice come from behind that rock, but you just saw just a split second of some dark mass just.
okay. Not exactly, but we're here to help.
Not exactly. That doesn't sound like it. No.
Well, we're not part of the pride.
And you see, with you shining your light, just a tiny little, like the top of a bulbous body. Like, it's hard to make out. You're basically seeing like a spherical mass, like just coming outside of the rock. When you shine your light on it, you can just see the top of what may be a head, but it's a translucent, gelatin-like viscous of some kind.
How tall is this creature?
You can't tell.
We don't want to hurt you. We just are trying to find a special item.
And then you start to see from the top of this sort of cylinder, like this curved top of a head of mass, these two yellow eyes that are connected to two strands of the gelatin-like substance just poke out like this, like snail eyes.
Bioluminescent.
It's a
algae.
flail snail?
What are you seeking?
Well, I'm not sure that it matters too much. We just want to pass through without any trouble.
That's what the last people said.
Last people.
Fiend.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
How long
Gen-
ago did
gently,
these people
fiend.
pass?
Did you say last people?
And as soon as you start to go in front of them, the two little eyes like this go back behind the rock.
There were
I
there
am-
people before us.
Yes.
Was he feathered, about yay tall? Like, raising my hand to be like Gloomwing's height as best I can. He is much
And you
bigger than me.
see, like, standing, like, still this thing is hiding behind this sort of pointed, jagged rock that's fairly wide. You see two hand, if you could call them that, like hand-like appendages in this translucent, almost like a mix between black and a dark swamp-like green. But with the light shone through it, it can like, it's shining through this gelatinous, gelatin-like liquid. As three like appendages, like fingers, go.
He was like that. We're trying to stop them.
And you see what looks like the mimicry of wings
Ugh.
Oh.
get created behind it as strands of loose gelatinous ooze-like form goes fall
Hello.
down to the ground.
Well,
How long
alright.
ago was this?
This was a couple of, and you asking him an increment of time doesn't know how to answer.
It's dark in here.
You think they traveled far? There's a lot going on in these caverns.
Yes, there is. They went on their own way, but we've been keeping an eye on them,
Are
making
they-
sure they don't hurt any more of us.
Did they hurt you?
There were a few more of me.
Oh,
Oh.
that's so sad.
I can understand that.
Thank you.
Fiend.
Do you
And as Fiend, as you say that, Fiend Beta, whoever he's beside, let's say Tarek, says, he's really good with those one-liners, you gotta admit. He
Oh
knows
my God.
Exactly like when to say them. And it's
I will hit you with this hammer.
Oh my god. Do you need help? Like, Ramir here is very good at that.
Are you hurt?
to get away before they could get any closer.
Well, you could help us find them, and we could make sure that they don't hurt anyone else. But we have to move quickly.
Will you help us take out the pride then?
I don't know what that is.
The pride must be Gloomwing and his crew.
No. Not the newcomers.
Oh?
These monsters hunt us day by day. We are good at hiding. We've always been good at hiding. We didn't think visitors would ever come down all these ways, but new visitors have come, and now new monsters have approached.
Ramira, may
You what?
I communicate with this being? May I make a deal?
Oh my god.
You're on thin ice. And she steps back.
My friend, do you have a name?
And you see that a portion of that bulbous head, the top part, that's kind of hiding behind a pointed rock, comes out a bit from its body. Elongated neck of dark black and swampy green coloration that's again being kind of translucent from the light you're shining it through. Kind of like Play-Doh or Jello that's being stretched really thin. You can kind of start to see kind of through it. The gelatinous nature of it reveals a face. Starts to form the head of two yellow eyes, dark orange yellow eyes, and a smile that's like dark and orange coloration of like various dots. It kind of goes up around its smile. And hair-like texture kind of starts to form out of it. Kind of like, almost like a mushroom cut, but like big, large strands of like, you know, when you had that Play-Doh machine or you tossed it through and a bunch of like cylindrical sprouts would come through it, the gelatin kind of takes that form. My name is Tivix.
Tivix is a good name.
It is a good name.
Tivix.
Are you going to hurt Tivix?
No, of course not, Tivix.
No.
The only people we would like to hurt are the newcomers.
You will help us get rid of this new threat? Are they part of the Pride?
They are.
They are.
And we will get rid of the Pride as well after we get rid of the newcomers.
They didn't light up like the Pride would, though. Is that concerning?
It's not necessarily a relationship of blood as much as it's a relationship of words. You understand they do not belong to the same species as the Pride.
Make a deception check.
Deception is a 12, that's a 26.
Why do I bother?
Why do I bother?
You're here to help save the Achaidh?
The
You're here to
Achaidh.
help us get rid of the Pride? Oh, the old gods have blessed us today.
No, the old gods have not blessed you.
No?
It's the new gods that bless you. God, in particular.
Oh. New gods.
It's the copy god.
Seem to be growing more and more these days.
No, they won't. Pretty soon there will only be one.
If
But
you
don't
will help
worry,
the
the
Achaidh,
Achaidh,
Tivix will help you.
phenomenal. The Achaidh have nothing to fear from us.
And the cylindrical body of Tivix starts to, kind of like Mr. Fantastic, make its way around the sharpened stalagmite and comes to you in this drooping, oozing, dull, dark green form that has no real description, and it's always constantly like drooping down, and its legs are kind of seeping into the floor, like melting in, its arm like falling down and stretching into the floor as it's dragging what it looks like a hand, as it's kind of slurping towards you with this strange dull orange and yellow eyes and mouth, and the kind of flopping strands of cylindrical hair also just encased in this gelatinous ooze-like form as it drips. And the smile is just kind of looking at you, Fiend, kind of curiously. And it looks over to your simulacrum. And then you see it start to develop a bit of a color change as it starts to develop this dark blue vest with buttons on the front and what looks like a dull white shirt, but it still has that gelatinous sort of viscous to it, and a black bow tie. And then its hands become a white coloration around it. And just starts to elongate its body a little bit and sort of starts to tower over you as it grows.
Tevix, it is a pleasure to meet you.
And as its elongated arm kind of drooping down in a lower U raises its white gloved hand. Tivix is very pleased to see you as well.
I am the king of fear.
Okay. And you take our hand as you look up at this ooze cylindrical form. As he puts his hands to yours, the ooze just goes right through you. And you're just holding this goopy, oozy hand as it's like dripping off onto the floor.
A pleasure.
So, Tivix will take you to the Achaidh, and you will meet the veteran and save the Achaidh?
That is correct.
And just looks over at all of you with this quizzical face with this sort of dull light hue of a jack-o'-lantern face staring at you.
That is correct, right?
We're here to help. We'll do what we have to protect you.
Ramir doesn't say anything.
We don't like
If
those
it's
bad
hysteric.
guys. We don't like the bad guys either.
All the Achaidh have wanted to do is live in peace.
As
Since
Must
our
be
creation, we've been hunted, and to have peace of mind at last is all we've ever wanted.
we'll take good care of you.
Okay. And you see him kind of look over to the Blue Lagoon and start to, this sort of liquidy form making its way past the rock and the sand down towards the illuminated bioluminescence of the water as its ooze form kind of touches the liquid of the water. You see his entire body just expand out, like stretching taffy, and become like an oval-like shape. And just floating on top.
Are we to follow you?
The body of this sort of, the ooze has now become a bit of a tougher viscous and doesn't seem to be able to respond to you.
I step on. I just look to the others and then I go, step.
It's kind of a bit springy. Again, like that taffy kind of silly putty that's been stretched forward, kind of like a waterbed, but you're able to sort of step to get a little bit of balance and just kind of sit cross-legged.
I look to the others.
Are we in? Yeah, that's fine. I'll step on.
All right.
Can you
Yeah.
see? I'm gonna like whisper to Tarek. Is your arcane eye still up, and has he seen anything?
Have I seen anything, Kevin? As I've been going 60 foot forward this whole time.
Yeah,
Down
make
the scale.
another perception check.
Oh, that's better. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. With a +6 now. That is a 24.
Heck yes.
24. So your eye goes down several feet forward, and eventually just kind of goes through very twists and turns, and then hits a bunch of rubble that's just piled up with a bunch of charcoal-like etchings from the top of the ceiling.
Ah, a cave in. All right then. Tarek will let go of the spell and open up his other eye and go, nothing. Cave in to the right. Seems to
You
be
kind
the
of
right
looked
way.
like Odin just now. It's uncanny.
Don't.
I mean,
Don't.
I'm just
Ever.
teasing you,
I
Tarek.
mean, wasn't a bad look, but no, good to know. So
Shade, I swear.
But you do know those charcoal etchings, like the residue, looks arcane and looked fresh.
Oh.
it looked fresh. That
Never
was
mind. Okay.
you keeping the spell open?
Rescind that. There was a cave in and made done recently using arcane magic.
As if not to be followed.
Perhaps.
I think our friend here is going to show us another way.
Seems like it.
Well, this is our best bet then.
Onward.
You certainly wouldn't have been getting through that way.
I like to
As-
pass the other trace is still up. In case
Yeah.
So as the oval-like stretched nature of this ooze-like creature starts taking you down this lake bed, the phosphorescents are kind of gliding like glitter as every ripple gets illuminated in the sparkly nature. The weird reef and coral reef on the bottom is glowing this bright neon color. So you're seeing like blues and greens underneath and dull pinks and oranges. And this creature just suddenly takes a sudden right. As again, like just imagine being like a cenote cave in like Mexico. Like it's creepy, it's dark, there's lots of sharp rocks above you, lots of drippings of water and echoing along the cave structure. But then it kind of turns right. And you notice that the corridors around you are getting tighter. The creature is kind of becoming a bit smaller. To fit
Huddle
around
up,
you all.
guys.
And eventually you have to like get kind of in a single file just to be able to get through. And the ceiling starts to get lower. And then you're all having
Like
to
it.
like huddle with each other almost and get like really, really small to be able to get through this very narrow crevice. And then you start to notice that the ooze-like structure starts to cover you all.
Oh no.
What do you want to do?
What is its name again?
Tivix.
Tivix? Tivix? Do we just she's gonna be like, I'm gonna just let this happen, but I'll and she's just kind of like trying to nicely but also give some kind of caution that we don't fit this way. So she's like, we don't exactly fit this way, Tivix. We're not like you.
We are not gelatinous. I'm gonna let that happen until I need to polymorph everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I
Eric's
start
kind of just readying.
if I start feeling like it's like too close, like this is too much, or we are losing oxygen, I will start polymorphing people.
Okay. But as soon as that ooze-like substance starts to go around you, none of you seem to be reacting to it or doing anything too rash. Just kind of letting it happen, feeling the calm nature of this creature, like, well, if anything goes wrong, we'll be ready, right? And the ooze-like substance goes all around you like an oval pod.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just starts to seal at the bottom, and then you
That's what I was wondering if there was a waterfall.
Submarine.
start to go under the water. As you're seeing, it's not like a clear window necessarily. The ooze-like structure is stretched just thin enough that you can just make out brief outlining of coral reef and various neon lights underneath. But as you're going down, just various like fish and underwater creatures that are kind of swaying by. You just see kind of silhouettes, some like elongated snake-like figures, some more fish-like. But eventually, after all like the blurred lights kind of pass you by, going down, you kind of feel the pressure getting pretty intense as you're going deeper and deeper down underwater. And then you feel yourselves kind of turning and going up. The sack of gelatinous goes up and bobs on a surface level of water. The pod of the ooze starts to bloom forth like a flower.
The weirdest experience. If we've been to the Feywild.
Yeah. That was something.
And as you're kind of pushing forth from this ooze-like sack, this purple light hits you.
Oh.
And you start to look around. And you start to see floating rock islands in a very spacious area. Dull orange light surrounding you all over, and many ooze-like creatures like the one you had seen, all walking around in their own community. Some of them looking much like Tivix in a plain coloration, just kind of walking around with like bipedal like arms and legs in various colorations and styles. And some that have actual armaments. And you see some of them working to build up structures and housings and various buildings with these enormous beetles, huge beetle insects with chitlin armor. They're kind of darting off, like that. The light bouncing off them has like sort of that emerald, blue, purple colorations. When light kind of hits like beetle shields, they're all helping them like build up things. And you can see that the weapons that they're holding also have that sheen that's the same color as the beetle shells themselves. But these ones that are holding these weapons have more detail to them than Tivix. Some are of a darker green, sort of a sea green coloration, and some are of a white and red that have these sort of angular faces, well, like these like kind of like Twi'leks from Star Wars. Like they have like big strands that kind of flop down past their shoulders, down past their backs, and their hands are like little strands, like spaghetti strands of ooze that are like wrapping around these spears and these glaives of sorts made out of the beetle armor. And some have variations of robes that kind of cover up most of their ooze-like substance, and then the bottoms have like tentacles, almost like squid-like, and you're just seeing this whole colony of these things all around you. And it's there, everyone, that we're going to end the stream there.
Oh.
And it's a little bit early.
Alright.
I think that's
Wow, hey.
a good
spot.
drop-off point.
We just agreed to help save this colony of beings that we don't even know what they
We did not agree to do
Uh,
anything.
You're right.
This man
are.
did.
Me and Fiend.
We and I did also not agree to do anything. I could be lying.
Farrell also could be
Oh, he's a
lying.
liar now.
Not necessarily.
Farrell is a liar, so like she could be
Yeah.
lying.
There are many fiends.
Are you saying?
One of them
End of
them
statement.
could lie,
Are you saying? Okay, so not all fiends are liars, but some of them
Yes.
are. Got it.
but some
Yeah,
of them
no,
could be.
they are. They're all liars.
I just like
Well,
there are many
on that
fiends.
note, everybody,
There are
Welcome
many
back.
fiends. Hard stop.
that is the end of the session. So good to be back, everybody. Great to be back with these awesome creators and players.
Woo!
Thank you all, everyone out there, for all the raids and for coming to hang out with us on our return stream. It means the world to us that you're here for this final arc that we're on, this final adventure.
Love you.
But thank you all so much. And as always, stay safe, wash your hands, roll high, everyone. See you next Monday. Bye.
Woo! Bye. Have a wonderful time.